Welcome back, everyone, to another session of Half-Rate Heroes. Thank you for joining us tonight. Our adventure is a homebrew one set within the Forgotten Realms and involves a lot of interplanar travel. And so once again, tonight's session will be a bit of a mix-mash blend between the city of Luskan on the Sword Coast and the city of Brass in the elemental plane of fire. The reason why we are split like that is the party has been split when Wampum Thunderbelly, a dwarf extraordinaire, was forcefully sent to the plane of Brass. Unfortunately, for the people that sent him there, he managed to quickly escape from their grasp, discovered that one of his backstory targets, someone that has wronged him a very long time ago, is in the city of Brass and had purchased him for the price of 300 souls. Apparently, Wampum's very valuable, and so while trapped in the city of Brass, Wampum got himself work in a forge, and is more or less chilling, having a good time, working hard. He has melted down a sentinel shield. Was it a sentinel shield or a spellguard shield?
Sentinel.
Yeah, it was the sentinel shield. And with it, he's going to craft something else over time. But our adventure starts in the city of Luskan, or more specifically, just outside the city of Luskan. Our heroes have recently, last session, traveled on their own little rowboat out to sea to have a private meeting with Jarlaxle Baenri, the head of the mercenary company Bragendaeth, a very dangerous individual because he has something that would be useful. They used the argument of, well, we're saving the world, so if you want to have a world, then you should help us, and it didn't really work. So, the party have been given the orb of planar travel, the Rubik's Cube of planar travel, effectively. And that's in, I believe, who's got that right? Taslin has it, right?
I have it.
So Taslin has the orb of planar travel. But to help sweeten the deal and convince Jarlaxle to help and not to hinder, the party have agreed to take a doppelganger fake of Jarlaxle's body to the host tower of the Arcane, trade it in for some rings of resistance so that they can be resistant to fire on the elemental plane, and Jarlaxle and the party will kill all of the Red Wizards. Right? That's the plan, right? All right. So we rejoin the adventure on the boat. I believe has Kale been explained of everything that's happening, or does he still think that Jarlaxle is dead?
No, that was resolved.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone's on the boat. You've got a doppelganger friend of Jarlaxle's who's pretending to be Jarlaxle's dead body. You've got Jarlaxle in the disguise of a hobgoblin with all of his accoutrement anyway. But it looks different color, maybe. Glasses on to hide his appearance. What do you guys want to do?
So, Jarlaxle, goblin,
Yeah.
hobgoblin fella, I reckon that you don't know us very well, so I wanna mention that our chief strategist and military mastermind is Nos. She's quite good and deadly. So I'd like to. I mean, I'm sure you're very gifted and skilled in the things that you do, but she's very good at the fisticuffs. So perhaps she can lay out what kind of plans we should make to do battle with these wizards?
I'll listen, but intelligence from a hobgoblin? That's kind of stretching it, wouldn't you say?
And just watch and see for yourself.
Okay.
I acknowledge that I don't know everything you can do, nor do I expect to know, so you're definitely your own free enterprise there. But Lafcadio, I really appreciate that vote of confidence there. That's great. Kale, can you tell us about the second floor? What did you see up there?
Well, there was a room that was of a size that I don't remember specifically. And there were 5 people dressed as though they were very magically inclined, and they didn't want me to be in there. And they were all sitting on the same side. It was a table facing toward me, and it was really weird. But other than that, it was pretty nondescript to my player's memory. But
so the one thing that was absolutely clear is everything inside the host tower of the Arcane that you see is magically adjusted or enhanced. I mean, the staircase you couldn't use unless you were arcanely powerful. The room seemed to be set up specifically to have them facing you as you open the door so that they could just talk to you. It seemed like everything was and could be magically adjusted. So the next time you go in, it might look completely different.
Right. Yes. So when I mentioned that the material plane might go away, they didn't seem too perturbed by it because they said, and I sort of quote, what's the word for it? Paraphrase, we're not on the material plane right now, so we don't really care. So they're in some sort of demi-plane or other plane up there, which could be arranged in any sort of fashion that they want, I guess.
Okay. Did the mist that we saw you go through have any adverse effects to you?
No. They mentioned that I was only allowed to go up there because I was magically inclined.
Shit.
So we may be able to work out some sort of deal where we tell the illusory greeter that we have to deliver this personally to the leaders. His body.
Maybe we need to get our rings fitted, like custom sized.
Sure.
That's usually what magical rings do.
And we will want to make sure that we get the rings before the spells and weapons start coming out.
That would be preferable.
Jalex, mate. So the agreement that we made was to get you in to the host tower. And as you can hear, it's going to be quite an ordeal once we get in there. Now, we're not exactly enemies of the host tower, I would say. Like, we're effectively doing their bidding right now by bringing your dead body to them. So what we're going to be doing, in effect, is making them very much our enemies. So in addition to getting you in the tower, this helping you fight the wizards seems like a thing in addition to what we've already agreed upon. I think that it would be fair for us to be compensated for the extra involvement that we're going to be donating to this cause, putting our lives on the line to be sure.
Well, if you do your job correctly, there's going to be no aftermath of any bad feelings because there's nobody going to be alive that has any bad feelings.
Sure, true. But we are putting our life on the line. It's possible that one or more of us will perish in this fight. So again, I'd like to see if maybe we can come to some agreement before that time.
You're putting your life on the line for the use of these rings.
No, mate. We're getting the rings in exchange for your dead body and the faux dead body. That's what we're getting the rings for, and we're getting you into the host tower in exchange for that device that lets us fly. So right now we're even Stevens with all parties involved. I'd like to see if we can get to another arrangement for the help that we're about to provide to you.
Well, that's going to have to be very seriously thought on.
Lafcadio, roll a persuasion check.
Okay. That is 23.
23. Okay. So, while you're playing as Jarl Axel Wampum, you honestly... So, generally speaking, you don't really care about these guys. But they do provide an opportunity. With them, you might be able to make the overtake of the host tower clean and just in one go done. So you are inclined to help them, but give them some sort of reward, not until after they have completed the task. So the answer that Jarl Axel will give you is that if you succeed in helping me take over the host tower of the Arcane, I will be in your debt to a degree of either providing you with aid on another task you might need. You can have a free use of a troop of Bragendaev, or he will allow you to... He will give you some of the spoils of his choosing from the tower, which includes
Would that be,
many different things.
Would that be sufficient, Mr. Lefcadio?
Well, I think it would be fair. Mates?
Yeah,
I'm not the
I'll
only one
take
putting
that.
my life at risk. What do you guys think?
That seems fair to me.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. Quick question about this person though. He'll say he'll like poke at the doppelganger. Did you cast a spell on this to make her seem dead, or is this just particularly good acting?
It's very good acting.
Okay.
That's what they're trying to do.
Sure. Out of character question, Teo, how long would it take us to go from the docks to the host tower of the Arcane after we get the Pope back?
Maybe 10, 15 minutes if you go straight there.
Great. Okay. Just curious. All right. Well, the acting is extraordinary. I look forward to seeing it work perfectly.
Do we need to do something like I'm not native to this city? Will they be off put by us carrying a dead drow through the streets?
Yeah, I was gonna get to that after we were done discussing things and moving on. I'm going to reach into my pack, pull out my cape, and hand it to Taslin and say, Taslin, would you mind wrapping the body in this, leaving her some air to breathe?
Of course, I don't mind, and I will wrap that around her.
The cape that you gave Taslin, does that require any kind of time to combine with it? Or can you just put it on and it works?
To attune with it?
It is a Pawafwi of fire resistance.
Yep.
I believe since it counts as a cloak of elven kind, it does require attunement, as the cloaks of elven kind do. But you would have had time to do so on the boat ride over.
Yep, and it's still during daytime, so I would not have taken it out of my bag.
True.
Well, I was going to say, if you were already wearing a cloak as part of your common ensemble, you may be able to put it on underneath in order to preserve its magics, but still be able to use it. It'd be kind of warm, but we're in a cold place.
That's fair. I will do so, making sure that it is thoroughly covered.
And then in addition to that, that potion of the extended potion of fire resistance, we're either going to win this thing and get the rings, or we're not, and we're going to be in a lot more trouble. So I would highly suggest that either you, Kale, or you, Lafcadio, actually drink the potion before this fight.
You mean in case the wizards up there start flinging fireballs?
I've seen them do that before, yes. I have not seen them actually but from their tower, they have done that. So I know that they are capable and they like doing it.
Well, that small wizard at the door suggested that we could go halvesies. So, Kale, you want to... Well, I'll get...
Yes.
All right, I'll take a sip. And here you go, Kale.
All right.
So the two of you drink the potion of fire resistance. You both have 12 hours of fire resistance from this point on this day. I'll start counting.
Great. I suppose as we're coming in to dock, whenever that happens, I would like to cast Aid at level 5 on myself, Taslin, and Lafcadio. So 20 hit points maximum increase. You guys know how it works.
Nice. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
I've personally fought one wizard recently that is easily within my recollection, and he liked to teleport and he liked to turn invisible. So these are the things that we can probably count on they're going to attempt as well. Do we have any countermeasures for invisibility?
I have a spell in which I can conjure ebony tentacles within a zone. If any of these wizards, I'm assuming, are not too dexterous, they may be restrained by said tentacles.
Okay.
That will keep them in place for you to hit them. Unfortunately, I cannot control what these tentacles hit in that zone if you choose to enter.
Okay. You got to be fast to avoid them. Is that
Yes.
all right? Okay.
And with my superior race, we do have the ability to fairy fire.
Wonderful. Okay, that'll do.
I grab my Rod of the Pact Keeper and I just recharge a spell slot. I can sometimes counter spells that are cast, but I reckon that if there's a bunch of wizards up there, they'll be able to do the same. And they'd likely, if an important spell was being cast, they'd counter my counter. Just, I feel like if it's a constrained place, then any spells that we try to cast will be at a disadvantage in counterspelling, because we won't have enough spells to counter their spells, to counter their counter spells. But go ahead.
You have a whip, and you have nets, and you have other things you can use beyond spells.
True. They're true.
I don't think they do. I could be wrong, but wizards usually keep their spells, right, Taslin?
Yes, that is correct. I doubt I would be much use hitting people with this staff.
John Axel, you're from this place, or not from, but native, kinda. This is your adopted home, I guess. Do you know any of these fellas by name? Do you know anything that they like to do? Any useful information that the rest of us could use?
The only thing that I can tell you is if you believe that you're going to win a distance fight, you're going to be sadly mistaken. You're going to need to get in their face. You're going to need them to prevent them from casting spells. If you're going to try to stay at range, they're going to outrange you.
Right. Very well. Well, I think we know everything possibly that we need to know, and surely we'll come out victorious. No questions asked.
Are you guys gonna be ready to improv if they're not all on the lower level and we can't follow them up? You talkers gonna be able to get them down from their higher reaches, or
We'll do what I can.
get us up? Okay.
Okay, so you guys get back to the city proper before too long. Carry the body covered over towards the host tower of the Arcane. When you arrive there, the as described before, the large black wall blocks your path, but simply approaching, the eyes pop out to stare at you, scan through everything and everyone, and then fixate on the dead body.
G'day.
They zoom in. And by zoom in, I mean the eyes actually kind of bug out of the wall for a bit to get closer, to look all over the dead body. Like two eye stalks just moving around.
I pull the kick back to show the visage of Jalaxel.
Okay. And the eyes retract. The wall shudders open. A path appears. The tower, as huge as it was last time, is the same. The door opens up. The room beyond is a little bit different from what you had seen previously. You're not here to donate knowledge. Instead, you are here to deliver a body. And so everything inside looks pristine and white. There is very little furniture in the room beyond here. A couple statues in the corner of the human form in various different poses, almost like this was a medical classroom with all of these anatomical images painted on the walls, just delicately up on the outside. The room is close to about 60 foot in diameter, as best as you can see, and this time the illusory greeter is not the little half-elf, halfling, is in fact just a dark, amorphous shadow. It just stands there expectantly without saying a word. It waves a hand to usher you inside. As it does so, a table seems to rise from the floor next to it. It is a metal table and a slab. Place the body for inspection.
Where are the rings? Deal's a deal.
Once death has been confirmed, the rings will be given.
I look at the hobgoblin Jalaxel, and with the eyebrows raised, as if to ask, "Is this going to pass inspection?"
Jalaxel feels confident it will pass inspection.
All right.
Okay. The body is placed on. First thing that, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I take my cloak back and I pull it with a flourishing movement back onto my shoulders, and it billows like it's happy to see me again.
First thing that this strange shadow does is it casts a spell, and those that are arcanely capable would notice that it's a detect magic spell to detect illusions. No illusions. It dispels or tries to dispel the shape change. No shape change dispelled. So it seems to pass the inspection. It then just starts to poke it with various tools. Metal prongs seem to just materialize in this creature's hands as it just starts piercing the doppelganger. Not a single sound from Missy while all of this is going on. well trained as she is, she's happy to take all of the piercings and the slicings and all of that. Eventually, as her blood is pooling on the table, the last thing the shadow seems to do is look over all of you and cast a spell. I need everyone to roll wisdom saving throws against a detect thought spell. Jarlaxle, you automatically succeed.
Gotcha.
I have a ring of mind shielding.
Then you automatically succeed.
I rolled a 22.
Succeed,
I got a 20.
succeed, and Nos,
3.
3. Okay. Then, questioning all of you, the voice calls out, "Can you testify that this is Jarlaxle Baenry?"
Of course it's Jarlaxle. Look at him. It looks just like Jarlaxle. If this isn't Jarlaxle, I don't know who is. He's the most Jarlaxle that could ever be Jarlaxle.
What's Nos thinking right now?
I'm going to focus on the face of the doppelganger. And if I can feel tendrils in my brain, I'm just going to try my hardest to believe that what's on the table is Jarlaxle.
Okay. And it's going to require some mental fortitude there. So I would say it would be based on your intelligence capabilities.
Okay.
To see whether or not you can focus that strongly
So,
on this.
would you like me to roll?
Intelligence. I think just straight intelligence.
Nat 20.
Very well. And he waves a hand and the body just begins to float towards a wall with the table that it's on. Another hand waved, and on the other side of the room, the white wall seems to just split open, and out steps all 5 of the Red Wizards. As they waltz towards you, proud and happy that you've accomplished the goal of removing Jarlaxle Baenry. They stride right up to all of you. Huh. Where did you get the 5th?
It wasn't an easy task bringing this fella down. We needed to enlist some additional aid.
The group in front of you now looking a little bit more realistic than the image that Kale will have seen previously. Their physicality seems evident as they stand before you. You have a tiefling male, a kind of a shrouded individual, possibly male or female, it's hard to tell, tall individual that constantly keeps a hood over their face, a gnome male, and 2 human females stand there just regarding you, each wearing long red robes. The robes have various different symbols and arcane markings that refer to the schools of magic that they have mastered and show off different degrees of magic that they have attained to. These are fairly advanced spellcasters. As they approach, each of them has a ring in hand. A deal is a deal, good friends. Now, here's the rings.
I want to cast Identify on a ring.
While it's in their hand?
No, I will. I'll motion for someone to grab it.
Well, are you nervous about the rings, Tesla? Here, check out mine.
And then I will poke it while it's in his hand, seeing no visible effects on Lefcadio, and I will cast Identify.
You cast Identify, which does require you to touch. Identify requires you to touch the object.
Yep, that's why I poked it.
Yep. It's a ring of fire resistance. That's what it is. You have 5 rings of fire resistance. As you do visibly cast Identify, you get a chuckle from the gnome as he calls out, "What were you hoping to find out from that? Surely you'd know that if these were cursed, Identify wouldn't tell you anyway. So really, they're just rings of fire resistance."
That is true.
I think we wanted to make sure they were at least that. I mean, like, if they were cursed, I mean, we'd have to have that. But if they didn't even, if they were just really shiny rings, then we'd be off-put, naturally. I mean, it wasn't easy getting this guy, so.
Indeed.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, we'd like to thank you all for your service. And if ever you find yourself in Luskan, the host tower of the Arcane will be glad to welcome you as friends.
I'd be interested in seeing what the host tower of the Arcane has to offer. Would you mind giving me a tour? And I walk up next to him and, like, tell me about this place.
I, too, would
With
be
a
interested.
snap of a finger, the whole room changes form into just a round building, just a base of a tower, really, that's just purely empty. There are 4 huge pillars that hold up the ceiling of this 20-foot tall, wide spherical room. Statues dot around, and he will just briefly explain that this place is a host of wild arcane energy. If you have the power to command it, you can do whatever you wish with this building.
But you had these
During
rings.
all of this,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, during all of this, Jarlaxle is going to want to get into a position, approach, and set up to attack.
Mhm.
So, what would you guys be doing if, let's say, I put you in a room? Let me move you to the appropriate map that I have prepared, nice and empty. You have your 5 wizards and you 5 in return.
So you said we can do whatever we want to this room?
If you have but the force of will and the power to control the weave of magic around you, the building itself will respond to your whims.
Is it all illusory, or does it actually move us around?
It exists in its own space, and the rules of that universe are its own.
Holy shit.
Would you like to perhaps study to potentially join us? We'd be willing to welcome someone of arcane power as an initiate. At first, you'd start with answering the doors and picking up the mail and maybe doing the grocery runs, but eventually we might allow you to cast spells inside the building.
So if I just think about something and I'm good enough at my brain, it'll just be.
So, effectively,
It's like that room in the Feywild.
Slightly, the building will recreate spell effects. So, depending on the spell
So I
and whether
can't
or not.
conjure meat ladies.
So you can't conjure meat ladies,
Oh my
unfortunately.
god, that'd be amazing.
But if you have the force of will and the capability to perform certain spells, you can make the building do it for you. For example, major illusions could be just done by the building so that you don't have to. And then you create the room around you. You could actually use fabricate or use stone shape to actually create furniture, and you can use the spells that are available in 5th edition D&D to do other things like telekinesis, teleportation to a degree.
Does adamantium count as a magic item?
No, adamantium is a material. Whether or not an item is magical depends on if it has been enchanted with magical effects. What are you getting at?
You mentioned fabricate. Fabricate's not on the cleric spell list. Does it have to be a spell on my spell list, or can I just try whatever?
You would, just like if you were casting a spell scroll in this space, you would have to make a spellcasting ability check. But if it's not on your spell list, you are at disadvantage for doing so.
Hmm.
Just consider the kinds of things that these guys could possibly do with all that. Wow.
Taslin will kind of offer a light nod and be like, "Do you mind if I give it a try?"
What are you going to attempt? That controls whether or not
right.
I'm okay with
It's
you
just a dimension door.
You might blow up the place if you fail. So,
right. I mean, I'll tell them what I'm attempting to do. I'm just attempting to recreate a dimension door spell.
To ensure you do not cause any catastrophic failures, where is your destination intended?
It is intended 30 feet to the right.
Okay, so still within the room.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll, because Dimension Door isn't a spell that you can perform, right?
I have Dimension Door. I can perform that.
Okay. So, as you can cast it, go ahead and make a spellcasting ability check.
Right. That would be a 17.
17. Pop. You move. You did the Dimension Door. It worked.
Astounding.
I need you to roll a Wisdom saving throw. No, not Wisdom, sorry. Intelligence saving throw.
Oh, okay. So that's a 15 plus 9. 24?
24. You got a +9 on your intelligence saves? Okay. Fine. No ill effect. Yes, Nos.
You said that they are decorated to kind of show their school of magic. Is there any way that I could glean any insight regarding which one of these could be a enchanter, if there are any?
How experienced are you with enchantment, magic, and spellcasters? Would your character reasonably know the schools of magic?
Yeah, because she fights them. It's a know your enemy kind of thing. But it's going to be more about knowing what they look like, more so than knowing the actual magics.
Okay. Roll a just a perception. Well, no, it would have to be intelligence based to see if you can figure out what's going on. So, which of your skills do you think would be best suited for this?
Well, I was trying insight. I was going to try insight.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
It's a nice little umbrella. Trying to accomplish. Nope.
Can't really tell which symbol is enchantment and which isn't. So, well, it has been a profitable endeavor. We have things we must get into motion. So
Great.
thank you very much.
Can I, while I'm still in this room, can I just try one thing out real quick? I want to just confer with my friends just real fast. It'll only take a second.
What are you going to attempt?
Well, I wanted to ask my friends first about something, and then if they're cool with it, I'll give it a shot. But I'll ask you first, obviously. But I want to ask them first. But if we could just huddle around real quick, just the four of us, core ones, and then our other friend will just stand by real quick.
Kale, mate, if you're going to illusion up pictures of me in scandalous positions and attire, I think no one wants to see any of that.
Teo, can you move me 30 feet to the right?
Wait, no.
I don't have control of.
Come here first.
No, I don't.
I want to
I
huddle
have
up
control
first.
over Jarl Axel.
There you go. You now have control over yourself.
Thank you.
So you guys begin to huddle up. They'll
Yeah,
huddle
Taslim
up
included.
around you.
Come here.
Taslim will
They're going
walk
to
back.
surround you.
Yeah, so everybody get into the circle here, except Jarlaxle, but I won't call him Jarlaxle. Whatever his name was, I'll be like, could you just wait 1 second because we need to discuss something. So everybody get together. We're all touching. You're all cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and cast Plane Shift to go to the plane of fire on the four of us.
Are you capable of...
It's on the cleric's spell list, but it's a 7th level spell.
Okay, all right. You're casting a spell when you told them that you would just be talking. So as you begin casting it, 2 of them will counterspell you. They will use their reaction to cast counterspell on your spell.
Okay. How does that work? Since it's a 7th level spell, do they have to upcast their counter spells, or?
They will have to upcast. If what I'm doing here is we're developing the stack. If anyone else is going to counter their counters, we need to make sure that the stacks last and figure out. But basically, we'll go in reverse order. So they will then see if their counters successfully counter your spell. If you, imagining you had completed the spell properly, so 7th level. And then, if theirs fails, you then attempt to perform the spell as the last-ditch attempt.
Okay, I can't do anything with my reaction if anybody else wants to try, but I didn't tell anybody what I was doing, so
Nope.
why would they?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as their spellcasting ability... Ooh. It's just... This might work, this might not work. Let's see.
Jaraxel will attack the one right in front of him.
Woo!
While Kale is casting Plane Shift
Yes.
on... Kale, are you casting Plane Shift on the 4 or the 5 of you?
Just a 4.
Just the 4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this could end badly for Jalaxel. Okay. The two counter spells rolled a 22 and a 23. I believe that's fully capable of countering your Plane Shift, even if you attempted. So we're going to roll for initiative as Jarlaxle goes to attack. Whew. So I'll let everyone roll for initiative first, and then I will roll initiative for my guys.
16
Hi,
for me.
guys. 16 for you. I will add you in manually.
13 for me.
Jaraxel don't have any bonus except for his dex, correct?
Correct.
That's going to be a 21.
Okay. All right. So. So, Bellamere got a 5, Soraldor an 8, Phil Gambor with a 14, Elarath with a 5, and Tirith with a 16. Okay, so top of the round is actually Lafcadio gets to react a little bit quicker than Jarlaxle does. The act that triggered all of this off is seeing Kale attempt to cast a spell, the spellcasters countering. What does Lafcadio do as a response?
So, Lafcadio is a spellcaster and understands the limitations of reaction time and counter spells.
Mm-hmm.
Would Lafcadio understand that two of these spellcasters have counterspelled a spell and suspect that they're unable to counterspell any other spells until their turn comes across?
Correct. Specifically, and I'll mark them off, Phil Gambor and Elarath were the ones who used their reactions already for the first turn. You guys should be able to see their names.
Yes.
Correct
Yes.
me if you can't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these two are the ones that did use their reaction already to cast counterspell this turn.
Right. And again, as a spellcaster, can I see their emblems that indicate the school of magic that they are affiliated with to determine who is? I'm interested in knowing who the evoker is.
Okay. So unlike Red Wizards where they specialize, this isn't a case of what do they specialize in. This is what kind of schools of magic do they consider themselves masters of. So looking for an evoker, knowing what these... make an Arcana check to see if you would recognize the symbols that suggest evoker.
20.
Good roll, good roll. You notice that Saraldor, Phil Gambor, and Elrath all consider themselves masters of evocation.
Okay. I am going to try and cast a spell.
Okay? They will not attempt to counter your spell. No one will. What are you casting?
I am casting Banishment at 5th level.
Okay.
That will give me 2 targets that I can banish. I will banish Seraldor and Elarath.
Okay. So, in order to do this, you attempt to send one creature you can see to another plane of existence. Target must succeed on a charisma saving throw. What is your spell save DC?
18.
Okay. Right. 18. Charisma saving throw. Those intelligence-based spellcasters and their low charisma. Saraldor failed, and who was the other one you picked? Bellamere?
Ereldath.
Oh, Elarath. Okay. So Elarath succeeded, but Saraldor failed. So Saraldor is sent to another plane of existence. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless demi-plane. While there, the target is incapacitated. The target remains there until the spell ends. Would the fact that you guys are currently on a demi-plane within the material plane count as being on a different plane of existence? I don't think so. I think you're on the plane of existence. So she is just poofed out for the time being while you have concentration on the spell. Okay. Anything else?
And I will move to that spot right there.
Okay. Jarlaxle.
He is going to attack the one right in front of him.
Okay.
And since Lefcardio went there, he is going to use his sneak attack.
Okay.
So I will have advantage on the attack roll.
You have advantage on the attack roll. You don't get advantage because of sneak attack, but because you have advantage, you can use sneak attack.
Right. All right, so he is going to use his 3 attacks. And that is a 15, and that's a 15 plus 14, 29.
29 is going to hit.
A 7 plus 14 is 21.
21 will hit.
And a 13 plus 14, a 27.
All will hit.
So that's going to be, let's see, 13, 13, 13. So that's 39 plus 24.
Okay.
So 60, 63.
Okay.
And then
63.
he is going to use a legendary action.
No, he doesn't. Okay, that's not the way legendary actions work. Legendary actions work. He can do these actions after other creatures' actions. As it explains, Jarlaxle can take 3 legendary actions, choosing from the options. Only 1 legendary action option can be used at a time, and only at the end of another creature's turn.
Gotcha.
Jarlaxle regains spent legendary actions at the start of his turn. Okay?
Yep.
Right, are you going to move?
And he is going to use his, what is that, swift,
Cutting action.
his,
He doesn't actually specifically have cunning action. It's not quite the rogue.
without provoking. So he
No.
can't use the quick step.
No, not until after his turn. After another creature has taken a turn, then he can use quick step.
He will move to here.
Okay. So staying within melee range of Tirith. Okay. At initiative count 20, the house defenses begin to kick in. Okay. The whole room suddenly goes frigid cold as an ice storm appears in the center. As with Ice Storm, everyone within it is heavily obscured, so you are all considered blinded. And I need everyone currently concentrating on a spell to roll a Constitution saving throw.
$15.
Okay. That's 15 succeeds. There you go. All right. Then we move to Taslin.
All right.
You are currently blinded.
Yes. So what I will do is, can I do bonus action then action?
Of course you can.
Okay. I want to use my Blessing of the Raven Queen, so I can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied... Oh, never mind, I can't see it, so never mind. Disregard. I'm going to run 30 feet in... Can you roll me a 1d4? Because I can't see, so I probably don't know which direction I'm running. But I'm going to be running 30 feet.
3.
All right, so I am running 30 feet to the right.
Okay.
All right.
How did right become 3? Just FYI.
1, 2, 3, and then backwards is 4.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right.
All right.
Anything else from you? You just moved.
Yep, I moved, and then I will cast. What will I cast? Can't see anybody. I will keep going, I guess. I will dash.
Another 30 foot.
Or until I hit something or get outside where I have vision.
You'll just about get into what you can see before hitting the wall. You're right up against it.
Okay. And then am I still... That counts as an action, correct?
Yeah, you dashed.
Okay. So I will end my turn right there.
Okay. By the way, Wampum, as Jalaxle's actions can all happen at the end of a turn, I need you to declare when a player ends their turn if you're going to use any actions, okay?
Okay. Yes, he is going to use a legendary action now.
Okay, to do what?
To attack.
Okay.
Theorith.
All right. You are considered blinded, so that gives you disadvantage. Tirith is also, Tirith is also currently blinded, so the advantage cancels out with the disadvantage, but you don't get sneak attack.
Correct.
Well, you've already used sneak attack, so it doesn't matter.
Used it.
Yeah, you've already used sneak attack. Never mind.
All right. We got a nat 20 and a natural 1.
Okay. I'm assuming you're attacking twice with daggers then? Because the attack, Jalaxle makes 1 attack with his rapier +3 or 2 attacks with the daggers.
God, I read that wrong. So yeah, he's only attacking once with his rapier.
Okay. Good job. The first one was the nat 20.
So that's going to be 26 points of damage.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just as a point of order for sneak attack. I don't know if it's different for Jarlaxle, but a rogue's sneak attack can be used on other turns other than his own to potentially give a rogue 2 sneak attacks in a round, so long as only 1 on his turn. So like, is it a reaction to an opportunity attack, that sort of thing?
That comes into the question of what's the difference between a turn and a round.
Well, a turn, so I'm acting on my turn, on my initiative, and then the next person in the initiative, it's no longer my turn, it's their turn. So a round is all the turns.
Okay. So you would have gotten it, but you had disadvantage on the attack, so you didn't get it. Sounds good. All right. You strike out at him.
Hold on, but didn't he have just straight attack?
Yes. You had both advantage and disadvantage. It's not that you didn't have either. You actually had both. Because you have disadvantage, you don't get sneak attack. Okay. The fact that you have both means you only roll 1. All right. So how much damage was that?
That was 26.
26. Okay. All right. Ouch. That hurts Tirith. He's looking bad. Enemy, that was your legendary action. It is his turn now. Tirith is going to move.
I may take attack if he doesn't.
You can't unless you have blind sight or true sight or something that gives you the ability to be able to see.
Can I sniff him?
Unfortunately not. Opportunity attacks require sight. As such, he is then going to cast a spell. And I need to double check if this is even possible. Because I believe it is. I believe it does not. Yep, a point you choose within range. I need Jarlaxle, Lafcadio, Nos, and Kale to roll dexterity saving throws. As a fireball is going to explode inside the ice storm.
Does that make it a steam storm?
It instantly goes out.
Okay. Big 8.
7.
Jaraxel got a 24.
Okay. So Jarlaxle succeeds, and he has evasion, so he takes no damage. Nos, what did you get?
12.
12. Okay. Did anyone get over a what is it? A 15?
No.
No. Okay.
Just Jarlax.
So everyone else takes 23 points of fire damage.
Oh, it's just a little fireball. It's okay, guys.
Yeah, just
Oh.
a small.
That's cute.
Poof.
So that would halved. That would be what, 11?
For what reason do you have?
Lafcadio and I drank those potions.
Oh yeah, true. So half is 11. Yep. So Lafcadio and Kale both have half. The rings of fire resistance require attunement, I believe. You don't already have that, because that would be a really bad idea on their part. Okay. I then have Phil Gamber. Phil Gamber, blessed as he is with his sight, he is going to cast Witch Bolt on Nos. He has advantage on the attack because Nos is blinded and he isn't. +7. Not very good. Spellcast is not very high. It's only a +7. If it hits, then Witch Bolt hits. So an 18 to hit Nos.
Just misses.
Just misses. All right. In which case he is going to also back up.
Because he revealed his location with a streak of lightning, can I then take an opportunity attack on him?
Unfortunately, he wasn't close enough for the attack.
Well, 10 feet? Yeah.
You.
Whatever you say goes.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see him, and that's the condition. You know where he is,
Okay.
but you still can't see him.
So I gave him his way of position, but what I don't know is he moved away.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. So then we move to Kale.
Yeah. Jaraxel is going to take his last legendary
Okay.
and do a quick step.
Okay.
So let me see, 10, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Jaraxel will go to there.
Okay. Kale.
So we're still in the room, right? Where I can cast whatever spell I want.
Still in the room.
There's so many choices to make. That would be ridiculous. How high are the ceilings?
They were, when you first entered, 20 foot tall.
That would be useful if I could see.
I know. How annoying is it to suddenly not be able to see anything? First round of a combat you've been planning on for a while.
I guess I'll just try and dispel magic at level 7. Can I do that?
Where would you aim it? I guess you don't really need to aim it. It's just one magical effect that you can target.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make that go away.
Okay. At level 7?
I mean, I don't have a 7th level slot, but I'm in this room.
Okay.
So,
And you are capable of casting Dispel Magic.
yes.
Right. Okay. So roll a spellcasting ability check, an intelligence check.
What would be wisdom, right?
Oh, it's wisdom. Yeah, you're a wisdom caster. Knowledge clerics.
Spellcasting ability. I mean, it's just plus my wisdom, huh? I rolled
Yeah.
It's a 14.
Total 14.
Yep.
Then, unfortunately, the spell fails.
Yep. That That's it for me.
Okay. Saraldor is still off somewhere doing something. Nos.
If you would allow it, I'd like to do something similar to what Taslin did with his not knowing where he's going,
Of course.
running. I'm going to make. Well, first, I'm confused, very confused, and suddenly blind. So I'm definitely going to get mad. And then I'm going to take 2 stabs in a random direction based on where I saw these people last. So
Okay.
2 or 4 is going to be a total miss. 1 or 3 is going to potentially hit. So that's a swing and a whiff. That's one of my attacks. I stabbed for where Tirith was.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. That makes sense. Now I get you.
Yeah. And I swing and a whiff. Going for where the other guy was.
Unfortunately. Anything else from you, Nos?
Just gonna hope I take some damage this round.
Okay. Eloreth stood next to Lafcadio. He's going to use his action to attempt to manipulate the room's capabilities and cast a spell. Now I need to double check if he needs. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right, since he needs line of sight, he can't do that. Then he will use his action to Dimension Door out to here.
Does Dimension Door require seeing? I don't remember.
We did just discuss this, didn't we? We just literally brought that up. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Dimension Door doesn't require line of sight because you can specify a location, a direction up to 500 feet away.
Yep.
So he specifies outside the storm radius. Bellamere. She is going to... Yep. Okay. Yeah. Bad to choose. She's going to pull out a dagger and just stab wildly at Kale. Figure that might do something. You never know. She's got disadvantage cancelled out by the advantage, so it ends up being just an 8. That's going to miss. So she will then move 30 feet away. Top of the round, Lafcadio.
So is this a... Do I have to make a con check again?
Yes, please, at the start of your turn. Constitution saving throw. You keep hold of the banishment.
Okay. I say, evil wizards, where are you?
Yeah, that'll work.
Marco.
Oh, who said that?
They threw their voice. It sounded like it came from the door.
Right. I guess I'll try that dispel magic bit.
Okay. So, are you capable of casting Dispel Magic?
I am checking now. It is on the Warlock list. So...
Okay. So, spellcasting ability check. If it's not currently on notes.
Do I have to specify the level?
Yes.
Do I have an idea of what level this spell is cast at?
Roll an Arcana check.
5.
Okay. No, you have no idea.
All right, I'll go with a dispel, assuming it's 5th level then. It's like, oh, this is powerful magic indeed.
Okay.
And 16.
Make a spell casting ability check. 16. Okay, so that succeeds. You cast the 5th level spell, and it does dispel the ice storm.
Right. Well, I hope I didn't give my party a disadvantage by doing that. All right. I'll see Tirith running away, and I'll say, "Ah, you're the one bleeding all over." And I will use my feline agility to catch up with her
Okay.
and end my turn right there.
Okay. Jarl Axel.
Let me see. He is going to move on. 30. And 3 more attacks.
Okay.
Which is going to be 8 plus 14, 22.
22. Tirith will shield that one, so that misses.
Okay. A nat 20.
Okay.
And a 16 plus 14.
Okay. So the last 2 hit.
So the critical one is going to be 26 points. And then the last one's going to be 13 points.
Okay. Natural 20s only double the damage dice. They don't double the.
I was just
bonus.
going off of what's written. So do you want me to roll the die?
I don't mind you rolling the die. It's just the suggested average is 13 plus 9. So that's 1d8 plus. Sorry, it's 13, which is 1d8 plus 9. I'm okay with you taking the average for the hits for the damage on using his NPC sheet, but if you crit, that's actually only going to be 2d8 plus 9.
You got it. Let me do that. 7 and 7, 14.
Plus the 9, so
Plus 9.
that's
23.
23, not quite 26. Okay, 23. And the
normal
second
hit was
attack.
13.
Okay. Are you applying sneak attack to
Yes, I am.
the natural 20, and therefore get to roll 14d6?
Luckily I brought my dice.
Are you going to roll 14d6?
Of course I am.
I want to see what that'll do.
When someone asks, "Are you going to roll 14d6?" I mean, the answer is, when is it not
Always
yes? It's
yes.
always yes.
Always yes.
All of my yes.
Okay,
All
start
right.
calling out numbers. Just calculate it. Yeah.
All right, so we got 10. We got 20. We got 30. We got 40.
I think he's dead.
We got 6 and 4. So we got a total of 50 points of damage.
On top of the 23 and the 13, that Tirith is dead. Tirith is down. 1 out of 5 to go. Oh, down. All right. Anything else, Jarl Axel?
He has moved his maximum, so he will turn. He will, since he sees everybody at such a great distance, he will put up his hood of his cloak invisibility and go invisible.
Okay.
Or does it take an action to activate?
It does not. Yeah, it says pulling the hood up or down requires an action.
Okay. Then he'll wait.
Okay. All right. The second round defenses kick in. Whew. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. So this will be kind of a fun one. The room is suddenly going to lose all gravity. Okay.
Cats
For the next
always land on
round-
their paws, just so you know.
For the next round, everyone starts their turn on the floor, but any sort of momentum that is not aimed at the floor is gonna start going in other directions. Okay. So, Taslin,
Hello,
what do you
that's
wanna
me. I
feel
want to.
weightless.
I feel wonderful. Like all the burdens of just. I am gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna cast Blight. I just want to
Okay.
make sure. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna move 15 feet forward. Or will that cause me to drift into the wall?
So you've still got friction, you just don't have gravity.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 15 feet forward. And that puts me in the. Sorry, I meant 20 feet forward.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast Blight on Elarath.
Okay.
And let's see. So the attack save is Constitution 17.
Just want to put it out there. I did study aerospace engineering. I do know the calculation for gravity for friction does involve gravitational pull and all of that. So, friction does require gravity.
Okay,
Alright.
okay.
Just FYI. Okay. Go ahead and cast your spell. Sorry.
That's right,
Alright,
kids.
that would.
Practice safe
So
rocket
I
science.
rolled a 15 plus 9. That is a 24, and they have to make a Constitution saving throw to beat 17.
Who?
Elarath?
Just Elarath. Okay.
Just Elarath.
All right. Constitution save. Oh, he's pretty good at con saves. He's the concentration guy. Because they have a guy for that. But that's a 13, so that's a fail.
So he's going to take 8d8 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And
Go
I'm
ahead
just
and
gonna
roll the
use
8d8.
All right, d8. 27 damage.
Okay. Ouch. Anything else from you?
So as the moisture is like ripped out of Elarath forcibly via magic, I am going to use my bonus action for the Blessings of the Raven Queen and go 30 feet.
Okay.
30 feet away, and I have resistance to all damage until the start of my next turn.
Okay. There's now a globule of that body moisture just kind of floating
Yeah.
through the air. Okay. Phil Gambor, now that he can see you all, is going to cast a spell. This is... yeah. It is on his spell list. It is not one that he is actually capable of casting, and as such will need to make a DC 19 intelligence check as he is casting the spell.
Can I do
No
an
one-
Arcana check to see if I know the spell he's casting? Or if it's above what I can cast, then I probably would have no idea.
I mean, you can do an Arcana check if you'd like.
Sure.
If no one says otherwise, I'm going to assume no one's counterspelling. If he
Fire is
even
my bonus
succeeds.
I rolled a 19 for Arcana.
Okay. It's a 21. The spell goes off without a hitch which is good. So, in this case, he unleashes the power of his mind to blast the intellect of up to 10 creatures of his choice. He's picking you 5. Creatures that have an intelligence score of 2 or lower are currently unaffected. Each target must now make an intelligence saving throw. As he used Psychic Scream.
21.
19.
13 plus 5 is a 18.
I
13.
also got 18.
Okay, so I'm going to roll the damage first. So we can see that. 14d6. So, who got over a 16? So 16 or higher.
I
So
had
just
21.
Nos, Jalaxel, and Taslin. Okay,
And
you guys
Kale.
take half, and Kale as well, so the 4 of you.
Mhm.
All right, so you take half the damage, so 57 halved down to
28.
that's 28. Yep, 28.
And then, because I have resistance to all damage, is it halved again? Due to the Raven Queen's blessing?
You have resistance to all damage.
Let me see. You also gain resistance to all damage when you teleport. Yep, until starve you next turn.
Okay, so that is then halved again. So 28 halved to 14, and you are not stunned. Lafcadio, you take the full force of 57 and are stunned.
I am going to use the Tomb of Levistus, which is a Warlock invocation. So I am reacting and entombing myself in a block of ice. So the ice takes all of the psychic damage somehow.
All it thinks is, oh man, not again.
Woo.
Okay, so once per short rest as a reaction, when you take damage, you can entomb yourself in ice, which melts away at the end of your next turn, gaining 90 temp HP. After you take the damage, you gain vulnerability to fire damage, your speed is reduced to 0, and you are incapacitated. Okay, so you still take the damage, so 90 HP on top of what you got. Then you take 57 points of psychic damage, and you are stunned, and you're now incapacitated inside the block of ice. Okay?
And the ice melts away, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Would the 57 have killed you? It wouldn't have, would it?
No.
Okay, good. Because FYI, if it did, heads explode. I like that spell.
Oh.
All right, that will end that turn. Kale, what are you going to do?
So with no gravity, is moving an option?
Moving is an option, but you have the option of moving in all directions. But once you kick off the floor, you have no more force and you just drift.
Then when gravity turns back on.
So I would like to try and drift over to this place right here.
Okay. So by way of drift in this, if you kind of kick off the floor, you could just keep sliding further than your movement would really allow. And then you could catch yourself onto the pillar and stop yourself.
That is what I want to do, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So
All right.
grab onto the pillar.
Do that. And then what was the rule about casting spells not on our spell list? We just have to use that spellcasting ability?
So you still use the spellcasting ability check of your own, but you roll it at disadvantage. Yep. The last time you tried a spell like that, it failed, so.
I really want to cast this spell, though. But I also kind of want to be useful this fight somehow. I have to try it.
Okay, what are you going to try?
Again. I would like to cast the druid spell, Bones of the Earth.
Okay, what does Bones of the Earth do?
You cause up to 6 pillars of stone to burst from places in the ground that you can see within range. Each pillar is a cylinder with a diameter of 5 feet and a height of up to 30 feet. And the ceilings are still 20 feet high, right?
Yep.
Great. So the ground where a pillar appears has to be wide enough for its diameter, and you can target the ground under a creature if that creature is medium or smaller. And basically the pillar will go up, and if it stops by, like, say, hitting a ceiling that's less than 30 feet high, the creature, if they fail a dex save, they get lifted by the pillar, and they take 66 bludgeoning damage and are restrained because they're pinched between the pillar and the obstacle.
So where are you creating these? I'm assuming underneath the 3 remaining.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Actually, real quick, sorry. Not 3 remaining. Lafcadio is incapacitated, and as such can't hold concentration on banishment.
All right.
Are you sure? I just looked at incapacitated, and it just all it says is I can't take actions or reactions.
I believe, if I remember rightly, there is actually a portion of the player's handbook on concentration, where it talks about the rules of the concentration on spellcasting. And it does say, so casting a spell...
Yeah, you lose concentration if you're incapacitated or if you die.
Yeah.
All right.
You lose concentration on a spell if you're incapacitated. So, unfortunately, at that time, Saraldor comes back just in time to, I'm assuming, end up underneath one of the pillars.
God, I hope so. So I'm still doing wisdom, right?
So, still doing a wisdom check at disadvantage.
Right. Nope. Got a 15. There's 1 short because it's a 6th level spell.
That's a shame. That is a shame, because that would have been a lot of fun.
Oh, well.
That wouldn't have been fun. All right. Anything else from you, Kale?
So since I fail, can I try a bonus action spell still?
Pick a bonus action. Well, no, because you attempted to cast a 1st level or higher spell, so you can't. Yeah.
Bonus action
that rule
cantrip.
is still going to apply. Nope, it doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. Okay.
Okay. I'm good.
Jaraxel is going to use a legendary and move quick step.
Okay.
$30 feet right there.
Okay. Sounds good. In which case, after that, it is Saraldor's turn. Now that she's back, she is going to... well, she's going to cast a spell, and it's very similar to a spell that was described just a little bit earlier. In fact, it is, Evard's Black Tentacles. She just casts this, as she's capable of doing so. The area in question happens to be a 20-foot square, unless someone is going to counter. I believe that's... yeah.
Can I try a counter spell?
Yeah, if you... No. Well, technically, according to the rules, you could try to counter spell.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. So, as these tentacles suddenly come into view in this area, the ground becomes difficult terrain. When a creature enters the affected area for the first time in a turn or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and be restrained by the tentacles until the spell ends. A creature that starts its turn in the area and is already restrained takes damage. Okay, sweet. So she will... yeah, that'll be fine for her to place it. And then, having cast that spell, she's going to move, risking an attack of opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
From both Nos and Jarlaxle. but you both only get 1 if you take it.
24 to hit.
And what was yours, Nos?
18.
Okay. Both of those do hit her.
13 points of damage from Jarl Axel.
11 points of slashing for me, and let me just check on what Divine Fury says about being able to apply it. Nope, it has to be on my turn.
Okay. As we discussed earlier, Jarl Axel, sneak attack happens once per turn. This is her turn. You can apply sneak attack should you wish, because you have an ally within 5 feet of the target. And
yes, I would. So that'd be an extra 24.
Okay. Cool. She needs to roll concentration. Oh, this is going to be hard. I was hoping you wouldn't hit, you know. So the 16 was for Nos's attack. The 15 was for Jarl Axel's. How much was the total damage? It was over 30, right?
Yes, it was 37.
Okay. She fails. Nos.
You and me, Jay Sizzle.
Get him, girl.
You sound like my friend Wapham.
Jarl Axel would not be okay with being called Jay Sizzle.
If anything, it'd be Jay
He's hot.
Bizzle.
So I'm gonna attempt to move. I would like to attempt to move towards the lady that just attempted to wrangle us. Gonna try to stay low by making I watch Kale kind of do this, so I'm gonna try to keep low by keeping myself aerodynamic.
You can move along the floor. To make things simpler, you can move along the floor without any problem. If you pick yourself up off the floor, you can travel further.
I do not need to.
Okay.
Could you make your cape a billow in such a way
That's like a
you
sail?
could like fly?
Rudder?
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers this up.
Yes.
It would take a bonus action, unfortunately. Right. So I'll close in.
Okay.
And pack number 1 is a 16.
That will miss.
Okay, I'll do it again. Pack number 2 is a 13.
Will also miss.
All right, we're going to go with a half attack now.
Okay.
24.
That'll hit.
All right, that's 12 slashing. 7 radiant for Divine Fury.
Okay.
And I'm going to reserve my action surge, and I'm going to hope that Jay Sizzle will come and follow up.
Okay. Then we move to Elrath, who is going to attempt do another one of these attempts. A high-level spell. Will anyone attempt to counterspell his attempt?
Sure. No, I can't. I'm too far away.
Are you?
I'm not. I'll try. Can I? I can do it.
Yep. Roll a spellcasting ability check at a disadvantage because you can't actually counterspell. And you need to declare the level that you are casting it at.
I mean, so if I cast it
Would you
at a
like
lower
to
level-
roll an Arcana check to try and see what spell he's casting?
Sure. Can I do that?
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
25.
It is a level 7 spell, Power Word Pain.
So I was going to ask if I successfully cast counterspell at a lower level, do I still have to? Would I be able to make the Arcana check after that to try and, make it work, even though it's a lower level thing?
This is associated with the attempt to cast it at that level.
So yeah, if I cast at level 3 and he's casting a 7th level spell, then I'm supposed to make a check, right?
Yes, you're supposed to make a spellcasting ability check. And since this is not your spell cast, I would... No, you're manipulating the room to be able to cast yourself. So yeah, you'd make a disadvantage spellcasting ability check to try and cast a 3rd level spell, 13 at disadvantage. And then you would have to roll a DC 17 with your spellcasting ability check.
Which wouldn't be a disadvantage.
Which wouldn't be a disadvantage. I reckon you could probably do it.
I'll try it.
Okay, so
Well,
first of all...
what if I... Yeah, I'll try it.
All this is going on during a reaction, of course.
Yes, of course.
Go ahead and...
Ooh, these are good. 17.
At disadvantage, that was the wisdom one, right?
Yep.
No, that was the...
To cast the spell.
Yeah, to cast the spell. Okay, so you successfully cast Counterspell in the room.
And then...
At 3rd level, you now need to roll a DC 17 spellcasting.
I rolled a 1.
So the total is...
Wah, wah.
What's the total?
6.
6. Unfortunately, that fails. He gets the opportunity to perform his spell, so he needs to roll a spellcasting ability check. This is on his list. That's a 16. That is a failure.
So I just wasted money.
Okay. No problem. All right, quickly on from that, Bellamere. She's going to cast a spell.
Axel is going to use his 2nd legendary.
Yeah, to do what?
Step next to Saladir.
Okay. All right. Bellamere will use her action to cast a spell. And I'm assuming there is no... nothing. Okay, cool. The spell she actually casts is Steel Wind Strike. So that dagger then seems to shine just a little bit as she disappears from view, attacks up to 5 creatures, which is all 5 of you, with
within 30 feet, right?
Range. You flourish the weapon when you're casting, then vanish to strike like wind. Choose up to 5 creatures you can see within range. Okay, so they all have to be within range. So I guess what she would do is actually move. That would be better. 30 feet. From there, she doesn't quite have the range on either of you, so it's just 2 attacks against against Nos and Jarl Axel. So this is her speciality. She gets to add a +8 to this attack. Both of them. Yep. So we'll see if these hit. First one against Nos. That is a 26 to hit Nos.
Got it.
And one against Jarl Axel. That's a nat 1. That's going to fail. So the one against Nos does deal 6d10 of force damage.
Force.
Yeah. Yeah, force damage. Wow. Wow, that's really bad damage there.
No, it's Nos. Nos is really lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that cloak.
Nos
It was
is really
billowing,
lucky.
and they just missed their strikes.
Also, my goddess, goddess of luck. That's
So with the 18 points of force damage, she then ends her turn right here. Lafcadio, what would you like to do?
Hold on.
What's done?
This is the beginning of the round. Jarlax is going to use his last legendary.
To move?
Yep, you will get opportunity attack from Bellamere, or has she already used her?
I won't. Quick Step does so without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Gotcha.
Okay, so he's moved. Lafcadio, you were stunned by the spell.
I'm also incapacitated from my Tomb of Levistus. Is the stun an ongoing effect? Do I have to save?
Go back to that. Because that was... on a successful... So a stunned target can make an intelligence saving throw at the end of each of its turns. On a successful save, the stunning effect ends.
So another intelligence save. 18.
That's a success.
Well, then
You're
my
no
turn.
longer stunned, but you're incapacitated still.
To the end of my turn, and after that,
So-
I'm no longer.
Okay. Then we go to Jarlaxle. It is your turn.
All right. He has advantage for being on the other side of Nos.
Okay.
So he is going to. That is a 16 plus 14. That's a 30.
That's going to hit.
For 13 points, and then this one is another 16 for another 13 points.
A total of 16 to hit.
No, 16 plus 14.
Okay, plus 14. Okay. All right,
And
so
then
that
a
hits.
10 plus 14, which is
24.
a 24.
All hit.
So that's going to be 39 points of damage.
Are any of them sneak attacks?
So only the first one would be.
Okay.
So 39 and 24.
Okay. She's heavily weakened, but still alive. Anything else, Jarlaxle? I know, these guys...
He's done for right now.
Okay. Round 20. Everyone currently in the air drops. Thankfully, no one was in the air at the time. Okay. So. 2, 3, 6, 9. Okay, I need Jarlaxle, Saraldor, Nos, and Bellamir to roll dexterity saves as fire explodes where they are.
16.
Okay.
17 for Jarlaxle.
17 for Jarlaxle. Yeah. What was that? Sorry.
I was trying to figure out whether or not I should keep the 16. I think that might just make it.
The 16 does make it. Jarlaxle, what was your result again?
17.
17. Okay, so Jarlaxle doesn't take anything either. Nos, do you also have evasion? You don't, do you?
No, I don't have evasion.
So you take half damage as well. Bellamir succeeds, but Saraldor didn't. And so Saraldor takes the full force of 16. Bellamir takes half that. And Nos, you take 8 points of fire damage. All right, we've got a few more that need to go off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh, okay. Lafcadio. 2 fireballs are landing in your square, and they are big ones, so I need you to roll 2 dexterity saving throws. You're no longer incapacitated, at least, so you don't automatically fail these.
24 and 15.
Okay. So, you succeed from both. The first one, you don't succeed the second one. So, 10 points of fire damage from the first one, and 28 points of fire damage from the second one.
You still got the fire resistance.
Oh, yeah, so then halved those down. For how long did you have vulnerability to fire? Just until the end of the last turn.
Yeah, it's went away, yeah.
Okay. All right. So 10 and 14 instead of 20. 5 and 14. Okay. Phil Gamba.
We skipped me.
Did we skip you? I'm so sorry. Taslin, go ahead.
No worries. So I'm gonna upcast Scorching Ray at level 5. So that's gonna be a total of 6 rays, which is a lot of rays apparently. And they're all gonna go after Elarath.
Okay, he's going to counterspell your... Oh, is he within range? He's not within range, is he? 60 feet he is. He's going to cast counterspell.
Can I counterspell his counterspell?
You can certainly try.
Alright,
So,
cool.
what level counterspell will you be casting?
My second 5th level slot.
Okay, so you'll use a 5th level slot to counterspell
So
his...
so I'm using my bolt, 2 of my...
Okay, you successfully counter his counter. So go ahead and cast the spell.
Alright. So that would be 17 plus... That's 24? Sorry, I have to... so he has to make... Oh, yeah, so 24 for the first one.
Hits.
That would be a 25.
Hits.
A 9.
Nope.
A 14.
Nope.
A 19 and a 25.
So 4 hits, 2 misses.
Mm-hmm.
On a 5th level.
Yep.
You get 3 rays with 2nd level. So second. Okay. Yep. All right. So 4 hits. Go ahead and roll. 60.
All right. They're 2d6 each, so that's 4d6. Or no, 8d6.
8d6 of fire damage. Oh, you cast a fireball for 5th level.
All right. 10, 16, 19, 23, 25, 26, 27.
Okay, so a total of 27. All right. Anything else from you?
And I will move... I'll move 5 feet to the right. I don't want to group up with Kale and get hit with a giant spell.
Okay. Phil Gambo.
How's Elarath looking?
He's looking all right compared to some others. Phil Gambo's going to move up a little bit, and he is going to upcast a magic missile because he needs to make sure he hits. So first level is 3 darts. 1 more dart for every level above that. So okay. We have a 7th level magic missile coming your way. So that ends up being 6 extra. So 9d4 plus 9. If my math is correct. So that's 33 points of force damage to Jarlaxle.
And he is down to 62 points.
Okay. All right. Kale.
Boy, oh boy. Do I want to do some stuff? I would like... where do I want to cast this? Right there. Freaking... oh yeah, Elarath cast a counterspell before, right?
He did, so he can't cast it again.
Great, I can get closer to him. Yeah. So I would like to cast Dawn right there, which would hit everybody in that general vicinity to the left there except for Nos.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to move like right here to do it, I think. Without, hold on. I just need to move back. There, I'm gonna move there.
Okay, So you cast Dawn.
Mm-hmm. Which is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Which lasts for a full minute. Would you like a 30-foot radius? It's going to fill the entire room, 30-foot radius, wouldn't it?
No. God, no. 30-foot radius? No. The whole room.
Okay. All right.
Starting.
So con saves from everyone?
Everyone in this area except Nos, because you're 35 feet.
Okay. So Jalaxel as well.
Yes, cool.
Right now, he and Taz are the only ones actually doing any real damage. This might change that.
17, 8, 9,
So what's your spellcasting ability modifier? Spellcasting DC.
17.
Okay, so Filgumbor succeeds, the rest don't.
Jarlaxle also fails.
For a total of 34 radiant damage.
Okay. Seraldor falls. Jarlaxle takes 34 radiant.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Is it half damage on a successful save?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So 17 to Filgumbor. Okay. Anything else from Mikhail?
I'll use the last 10 feet of my movement to go over here. Why not?
Okay. Nice.
Jarlaxle will use his last quick step to move.
Okay, so he hasn't done any legendary actions since his turn, so he has 3 legendary actions. Just FYI, it's not a last quick step. He's got all 3. Okay.
Well, he's using one right now.
Okay. Nos.
Gonna land at this one that's right in front of me.
Okay. Go ahead and attack Bellamere.
28.
That'll hit.
13 slashing on top of 9 radiant. Do it again. 19.
Okay.
11 slashing.
Yep.
And I will take a momentary reprieve in order to do second wind. Regain.
To get 7 hit points back. Okay.
Be like, and then I'm gonna keep going with my action surge, trying to kill her.
All right. Keep going.
That is a critical 30 total.
That'll do it. How much damage?
20 points of damage.
20 points. Okay. She's heavily wounded.
Wound Moss. 25.
That'll hit.
12 slashing.
12. Okay. She's barely hanging on. She drops to one knee.
And then Jarlaxle will use his last legendary.
Yep.
For 2 points, and he'll attack.
All right.
For 18 plus 14, be a 32.
That'll hit.
And a 19 plus 14.
Okay. If he's attacking twice, then he's using the daggers, right? As we discussed earlier, his legendary action is to either.
I keep reading that thing wrong. So no, he's using his rapier. So it would only be 13 points of damage.
Okay. That'll kill Bellamere. 3 down. Filgumbor and Elarath looking very scared. They're going to start resorting to some deadly options. Anything else? Well, that was the legendary action. So Elarath is going to move 30 feet, and he is going to, you know what? He'll actually, where was he? It's there, okay. So.
The circle's my dawn.
There. Okay, fair enough. It doesn't obscure any vision, does it?
I don't think so.
Nope.
No, it's bright light, actually. It's sunlight. Oh, how about that?
Is it specifically sunlight?
It says
The light
sunlight.
is sunlight. Yeah. All right, so Elarath is going to cast a spell. Is anyone going to attempt to counter?
I don't think I can.
I cannot.
Okay. The DC on this is a 19. Which is what he gets.
Hacks.
Hacks, yeah. That's why I do everything verbal. Visually lately. All right.
Why does he have a +7?
His intelligence. Oh, nope. Okay. I did that wrong. That should have been a +6, I think. Yeah. Okay. So that failed. Lafcadio. What are you going to do?
With my bonus action, I will use my healing light and throw some healing at Nos for a hot 16 HPs.
Okay.
And then with my action, I will clutch my pearl to grab a spell slot, a 3rd level spell slot. Recharge.
Okay.
And then with my feline agility, I will move up to 60 feet. And then my turn will be done.
Okay. Jarlaxle.
Jarlaxle will move to 10, 15, 20, 25. He will
Okay.
attack. That is a 3 plus 14, 17.
Reaction shield.
Okay. And then his second attack is going to be a 12 plus 14, a 26.
Okay. That'll
And
hit.
his third attack is going to be a nat 1.
Shoot.
That misses.
So the second attack is the only one that hits for 13 points of damage.
Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
All right. If you end your turn in Dawn, you take another 4d10 damage. Or unless you make a con save, then you take half.
So,
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's not that bad. I rolled 26. So the
Jarlaxle,
DC
make a con save.
I did, and he failed it. He's got a total of a 10.
Okay. And he takes 26 more damage.
He is down to 2 hit points.
And I thought I was going to need something else to kill Jarlaxle. Okay. FYI, the last attempt was a power word kill to kill Jarlaxle, and it failed. So, defenses for this now continue to rage, though in this case, everyone that isn't a red wizard of the tower must roll a wisdom saving throw against the confusion spell.
28.
17.
19 for Jarlaxle.
Okay. Did anyone get below did anyone get below a 16?
I will be using my fanatical focus to reroll that 4.
Okay.
And I got a
and
6.
Get a 16.
Okay. So you got a 16, Nos. Then if everyone else got 16 or higher, Arcadia is under the effect of the confusion spell.
Great.
Okay.
It's me.
Taslin, yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah. So Elanath is currently not visible, correct?
Elarath? Yeah, he's visible.
Okay. I will be casting a fireball at him. And I'm gonna upcast it to 4th level.
Okay.
Is he gonna counterspell or?
I think he's out of range.
Way
Uh-huh.
too far to even attempt that.
That'll teach him.
He specifically moved out of your counterspell range. So,
Oh, oh dear.
So Dex save from him.
Yerp.
That's a fail.
Well,
Go
yeah,
ahead
it's a
and roll
fail.
the 8d6. No, you upcast it to what level?
To 4th.
4th. Okay, so 9d6.
Yerp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, that was my last d6. All right. That would be 6, 10, 13, 16, 18, 20, 24, 28, 29.
29. Ouch. Okay. That's a good strong hit. He's still up though.
And I'm gonna call out and be like, "Who's the better wizard? It's me!" And then I'll also move.
Okay. All right.
Like there.
Jarlaxle will use his last 2 points of legendary.
Didn't he do that just last time? Oh no, he's just taken a turn, so he actually has a full load of 3 back.
Okay.
Okay.
So he is going to attack with the rapier.
Okay.
For a 22.
This guy cast shield recently, which was 22 still hits on this guy.
So it will be 13 points of damage.
Okay. All right. Then we go to Philgambor's turn. Philgambor is going to cast a spell. Is anyone going to counterspell?
I will try. I will try and cast it at just regular, good old 3rd level counterspell.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a spellcasting ability check, as that is not good enough.
That would be a 21.
Guys, I'll be right back.
Cool.
Okay. You successfully counter his spell.
Pew, pew. I'm just gonna repeat and be like, "Still the better wizard!"
You get him, Taz!
Okay. Kale.
Go ahead and have Philgambor roll another Constitution save.
Oh, yeah.
Say, what is that, 17 for 20 radiant damage.
That's a failure. How much?
20.
20. Okay. Ooh. Anything else from you?
Well, that was just because I was still concentrating on
Oh, yeah, that was... Yeah.
Okay. I'll drop concentration on it, so it'll go away. I don't know. And then so does casting spells that we are of a level to cast eat up a spell slot?
If you're attempting to use the room to cast a spell and not yourself, no, the spell does it for you. You don't use your own. But then you still have to roll the ability checks.
Okay, so that Dawn would have because I didn't roll the check.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have any 5th level spell slots left, so if I try and cast another 5th level spell, I have to do the check.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I don't want to cut Nos off. I want to let Nos get in there and do stuff. I am going to... what's the range on that? Oh, it's 120 feet. Wow, for Zousers. I'm going to cast Silence right on Nelarath. Bloop. So in a 20-foot radius around him, it's silenced.
He will use his reaction to counter that.
Oh, wait, shit. I should have moved first. Whoops! Okay.
There goes his reaction.
Does
Anything else from
Lafcadio
you, Kyle?
have a counter spell they could use the room for?
I mean, he just failed that check, right?
I'm confused.
Yeah, Lafcadio's confused, so he can't do anything.
Oh, right.
Right. So I'm just going to move to where I moved to. That's it for me. Well, how far away am I from Elrath right now? Move down there. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Nos.
You guys got the gnome?
Sure.
Of course I do.
All right. Make a break for it. End up on that side. Slashy. 18 hit.
Yes, that will hit him.
Great. 18 slashing on top of 6 radiant.
Okay.
And again. 26.
Hits.
15 slashing. Half attack.
Yep.
27.
Hits.
12 slashing.
Okay. Good, solid attacks. Anything else from you, Nos?
No.
Okay. All right. Then, Elrath. He's going to... he's got 30 foot of movement, so...
Polearm Master, he has come within 10 feet of me. I will use my reaction to hit him.
Go ahead and attack him.
18.
That'll hit.
14 slashing.
All right. Elrath is going to attempt to use the magic. He has a +4 on this attempt. 7. Is anyone counterspelling his spell?
I don't
Nope.
think I can. I counterspelled Gambor.
And he's confused, so nope.
Okay. Another failed attempt. Not really much he can do about that then. Yeah. Lafcadio, you are currently confused under the effects of the confusion spell. Oh,
Charlaxle is going to use his last legendary and move to right there.
Okay. All right. Lafcadio, roll a d10.
You rolled a D0.
2.
Sweet crit.
2. The creature doesn't move or take actions this turn.
You can still make the whiz save at the end of your turn, I believe.
Yep. From the... yeah, so make a wisdom save.
10.
That's a failure. Yep.
Bloop.
All right, Jarlaxle.
All right, he's going to attack.
Okay.
We got a 15 plus 14, 29.
Hits.
And we got a 5 plus 14, which is a 19.
Hits.
And we got a nat 20.
Oh boy.
Okay. So you do a ton of damage, right?
So we do, the 2 normal hits were a total of 26 points.
Mm-hmm.
And then the crit is going to be
14.
14 plus 9. 23.
Phil Gumbo dies. Okay.
Everybody turns and looks poignantly at the gnome.
Yep.
Anything else from Jarlaxle?
Nope, that's all he can do right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Gravity turns off again.
All right.
Everyone can be creative again. So, that's what I wanted to see. People throwing people and everything, but no. All right. Taslin, what are you going to do?
I am going to attempt to use the room to cast Enervation, a spell I have at 5th slot. But I have more slots left, so I'm using the room.
Okay, so make a spellcasting ability check.
17 plus 5,
Yeah.
22.
Okay, success. Cast Innovation.
All right.
Why can't my guys successfully
So
cast
he has to
Innovation?
make a dex save of 17.
Okay. He's going to struggle with that.
I know.
Oh! No,
darn it.
I want
So
that when he's trying to kill people, not when he's
Uh,
avoid damage.
so he takes 2d8 necrotic damage.
Okay.
That was a nat 20, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry, natural 20. A 22 on the save.
Okay, so he...
Roll the damage.
All right. That would be 10 damage.
Okay.
And I get to heal for half of that.
For a 5th level spell, that feels really weak.
Yeah. But it's a channeled spell, so every round I can continuously hit him with it.
Oh, right. Fair enough. That makes sense then. All right. Anything else from you?
So I heal 5. And I will move towards him with this channeled negative energy beam out of my finger, just like zapping him. And I'm just going to mockingly make my way right here.
Float across the room. Kale.
Oh boy, how is this going? How's Elrath look?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad?
Pretty bad.
Sprint up there and hit him with the mace.
That is
No gravity, just chuck the mace.
Yeah.
Successful for con save. I think 40 10 would kill him. I would like to attempt to cast Insect Plague on that whole general area there. So all 3 of the people in that area would make a Constitution save if I succeed in casting the spell.
Insect Plague.
Mm-hmm. I got a 14, so I didn't cast the spell.
No. Anything else, Kale?
Right here, I guess.
Jarlaxle will quick step to
Okay.
here.
Yep. Nos.
I'm going to position my glaive up under my arm, get ready, and then I'm going to push off of Phil Gambor's body and an attempt to ram and impale the gnome.
Go ahead and make the attack. As you float forward, weapon in hand.
22.
That's going to hit.
17 points of damage. With 7 radiant.
7 radiant. Okay. The little gnome drops to one knee.
All right, let's hit him again. Coming up over the top, and that is a critical.
Oh, he does.
That is 32 points of damage. He is done.
He is dead.
Yeah.
The last of the wizards falls, which has a few knock-on effects. The magic of the room is obviously tied to the life of the wizards, so everything begins to crumble. The door opens up behind you all. Someone is still confused, isn't he?
It depends if the confusion was an effect of the room.
No, true. The confusion ended after the turn, so... all right. So, in which case, the door is open, the place is about to crumble. Everyone running out?
Yes.
Can we make a
Relax.
check to see how long we have before the room
Mm.
crumbles?
You have one turn. You either get out or you're on the astral plane for a while.
Okay. I will get out then.
Yeah, we'll all get out.
I knew I should have used animate undead or animate dead last turn and made the corpses walk out.
Would I have enough time as I walked by Phil Gambor to slice a piece off of him that I could take as proof that we did this?
What?
What piece?
You remember like
So-
how the guy from the White Hand had a tattoo and that's what I took?
Yeah.
If this guy has anything similar, if he has a unique ear or gold teeth or, you know, it's up to your design of the character.
So, that's Phil Gambor.
Okay, so he's got tattoos too.
Yeah, he does. Just underneath his eyes. And as he falls, the hood would have dropped down below to show a guy with bright orange hair.
I wonder if he wore a hood.
I know, right?
I guess I'll scalp him.
You'll scalp him to get the bright orange hair.
That's
Okay.
distinguishing.
Fair enough. You've scalped the only ginger in the Forgotten Realms. Good job.
I don't like doing it. It's necessary if someone asks.
As our heroes move out of the currently crumbling demiplane, you will leave the demiplane and find yourself stood outside the still structure of the tower. The tower itself is still up, no danger with that. Jarlaxle is pleased that he has successfully claimed the tower with your help. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break at that point. So we'll see you all after a quick break.
Great.
Welcome back after the break, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us. So our heroes come piling out of the now inert host tower of the Arcane. Jarlaxle proudly strutting behind them.
Dripping blood like crazy.
Yes, but that went well. He'll use the hat of disguise to look like himself, but without all the cuts and bruises. To look good.
Or did we get your mate? Your shape changer mate?
Ah. No, but she'll turn up.
Sorry about that.
I have more. So, you helped me, I helped you. Deal's a deal. He'll pull out a coin from a pocket, flip it into the air. Lafcadio grabs it. It is a coin that has his face on it, which is quite nice. And if you flip it over, it still has his face on it. So 2 heads on this coin. If you find yourself in need, cash in the coin, and you'll get the help. Are we done here, friends?
What's the state of the tower again? Like it's just crumbled.
So on
and
the
nothing?
outside, on the outside it looks fully intact. What crumbled was the demiplane that you guys were inside, that the previous inhabitants forced everything to be in there.
Okay. I guess we're done here then. Unless you guys want to get a favor right now for some reason.
Well, I'll hold on to that coin, but we're gonna head off to the plane of fire to save the world and all that. One of our mates is looking for some folk. You wouldn't happen to know the location of some of these folk. One or more of them were in Luskan last time. He was looking for them.
What folk? Do you have the names?
Yeah, somewhere.
Let me check my notes.
Proudwater and Marblegaze. Wait, and
Wow.
a guy named Sabamcog. And Nadursk.
Bless you.
4 of them. I am
don't have
blessed.
the information now. But I'll get it if that's what you'd like.
No, I think you'd do that one on the house, because I'm putting that coin in my pocket.
That's, I don't know the definition of the words on the house.
Oh, it's very simple. It means that you just do it for free.
Yes, I know.
Because we're such
No.
great friends.
If you want this information, you can come back and get it and pay for it then with the coin or with something else.
Well-
Hey, Sizzle, I think I could breathe on you right now and kill you. You're not. I mean, all right, fine.
You want to go. You want to do this, little lady.
I'm definitely feeling better than you. I think my chances are pretty good.
Wait. Let's not let this escalate. Mate, I was just letting you know these are the people we're interested in finding. Because I know gathering information takes time. You know that we're good for it, because, we're upstanding folk. And we're good for our word, because we didn't kill you, and we helped you kill the wizards. So maybe you could start getting that information now, so when we come back to get it, it's at the tip of your fingertips.
Absolutely. I will get the information. When you come back, you can pay for it. Deal? And then he will start walking away.
Can I
I've been looking through my spell
What are you gonna
list
do?
like,
Can I try and read his mind? Channel divinity.
did he switch over the eye patch? Is the real
You
question.
will. You can use the channel divinity up, and then find that you won't be able to read his mind.
Okay. Is it a thing where like he automatically succeeds on a saving throw for it?
He is immune to this.
It's immune.
To any magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts.
Okay.
Okay.
Darn.
Okay.
Right, so I guess the next step is the plate of fire, but I reckon these faints rings need some time to acclimate to our bodies. So should we take a short rest, and should we do it not here?
Yeah, we can go back to my my pal's place, the anchored ship.
Little underwater hideout. Okay, so you guys rest in the underwater hidey hole, and you can rest for as long as you want. But if you rest for an hour, you can gain the benefits of a short rest and attune to the rings, as you so desire.
Sounds good to me.
Did we get the money back for returning the boat? Odd
Yes.
question. Sorry, I was just thinking about that.
Yes, you got the money back for returning the boat.
Okay.
Then, when you are all attuned, when you have all taken the benefits of a short rest, do you teleport to the elemental plane of fire?
So we're only taking a short rest?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, unless you want to take more.
I've used up most of my spells. I would prefer a longer rest.
What can you tell us about that little object that lets us travel to the plains?
The object I just got earlier today,
Aye.
I am still learning its eccentricities.
So I, as advertised, it lets us travel to the different elemental planes. Does it also let us travel to back to the material plane?
It was just the elemental planes, correct, Teo?
So, the way it actually works and the way that you understand it to work currently is you know
Rubik's
the
Cube.
combinations needed to travel to each of the elemental planes. You don't know the combination needed to create the pattern to be able to come back to the material plane. You could attempt to do it, like you could try and figure it out over time.
Mhm.
Part of the magic of this magic item is specifically that the combinations do not reveal themselves under an identify spell.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you'd have all the combinations in one go for a one spell casting, and I'm not going to do that.
And everyone would think
So-
I'd be really smart.
Yeah. So you've got to spend time playing with it to try and figure out if you can get any other combinations. You don't know what other combinations might be possible. You'd only have to figure it out once you've played with it.
Unfortunately, I don't know how to get us back from the plains. I can get us to the elemental plains, but I would need more time with this artifact in order to return us.
Is there anything in the city of Luskan that would perhaps be advantageous in order to determine certain effects, certain combinations, that it would be worth our while to stay here for a little bit longer while you tried to discern the location or the combination to get us back to the material plane?
Are you asking him?
Yeah. Like,
This
what,
is
what would you need to discover these combinations? And is there something in Luskan that would make that easier for you?
time.
I could try taking a look, maybe,
Try.
if you don't mind.
Sure. I will hand it over to Kale for a minute.
Cool.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stay like up close, like expecting it back.
So how long do you spend playing with it, trying to find combinations?
I guess like an hour.
An hour? Okay. Roll an intelligence check.
Just an intelligence check. I can't use my plus 14 Arcana.
It's not an Arcana-based thing. It is a straight intelligence puzzle.
Can I guidance it?
You can guidance yourself on it, yeah.
2 1s. What the? 7.
Unfortunately, at the end of the hour, you do not know how. You don't know any new combinations.
Taslin will smirk and leave his palm open,
Hand it back.
and he'll give a friendly chuckle and kind of go over to the side and say, "I advise that we take an extended rest. My spells are almost all depleted, and we have no idea of what is waiting for us on the other side. But knowing that our enemies are aware of our actions, they will no doubt be looking for us."
Well, I can find out what's waiting for us. Give me 1 sec, and I will use a 4th level slot to cast Sending, because I'm out of 3rd level slots, and I'll send Wampum.
Okay.
And I'll roll a d20, right? Or is it a d100? d20? d20.
D20. And it's 5% chance.
15. So
15.
okay.
Okay. So it succeeds and
okay.
gets to Wampum. So we're at... Oh, yeah, you've got to send him a message, haven't you? Yeah.
We have necessary items. Can come right now. Are you in trouble? Or do you need any sort of immediate help?
Okay. So this is where we zoom back a couple hours, just a few hours, because you guys do that sending spell after spending an hour working on the cube, an hour resting. There was 2 hours to get from the boat, 2 hours to get to the boat. So a couple of hours back in time. Wampum, you're at the forge. It's going well. You've spent most of the day there. What's your passive perception?
Passive is a 22.
While you're working heavily at this forge, which is extra hot within the city of Brass, you catch a glimpse out of the corner of your eye, a troop of 3 drow warriors moving down the road towards you, stopping people and talking to them briefly. They are definitely looking for someone. What do you do, Wampum?
Stay hidden, but I am going to grab my hammer.
Okay, so stay hidden. What do you mean by that? Because right now you're working at a forge that is outside in a, well, it's outside a building. It's not too closed off, but it's definitely open air to help with the fumes of the forge. So, are you?
Is
How are you
the other dwarves around, or am I singled?
There is one other dwarf with you. And it's the guy that you've... This is happening not long after you've kind of signed on and you've spent a bit of time with him. So...
I am going to turn to him, and I'm grabbing my hammer. I'm going, there's possibly going to be trouble. If you do not want to help, I would suggest you vacate.
He will give you a stern look and then back away.
Okay.
You're on your own. So what are you doing?
All right. There is, I'm out in the open, but is there any type of sheds or trees or anything like that?
So right behind you is the Smith Master's household that you could just slip into the doorway, and it's kind of darker in there. With the heat and the light outside, it creates an extra dark space on the inside as eyes try to adjust. You're in a courtyard, more or less, that's probably about 20 foot wide. Then there's another building and another business and another, and so on. It's quite tightly packed in this space with alleyways turning off every direction that are 5 to 10 feet wide. So there's plenty of walls for you to hide behind if you wanted to just stay hidden.
I will go into the Smith Forge house.
Okay.
And if they are heading that way, then I'm going to surprise them with a hammer in the face.
Okay. So, the drow begin moving through. They talk to other people. They come up to the Smith Master's household. They walk by the forge and start calling out for the smith. No response because he's hiding. Roll a stealth check, Wampum.
Disadvantage. Disadvantage would be a 5 plus 2, 7.
Okay. They call out and say, I hear something just in there. And they start turning to go into the door inside the Smith's household, which we can just imagine is like you being inside this building as they're turning the corner. Are you then going to hit him as soon as he...
Yep, as soon I'm about 15 feet in. As soon as I open the door, I'm throwing.
Okay. Go ahead and throw your hammer.
Okay. I got to get back into wampum mode here. Hold on.
Hit something.
All right.
Hit him in the face.
All right. So that's right. I'm not rolling dice. I'm rolling wampum. Okay. So first throw is a 15.
He dodges.
Okay. And second throw is a 14, but I am going to add a D10 onto that.
Okay.
So another 3 would be a 17.
Still misses.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to roll for initiative.
Gotcha.
Let me get rid of all of the other people because we don't need them anymore. Okay. What was your initiative roll on them?
22.
22. Okay. Oh, nice high initiatives. Speaking in undercommon to one another, he's in here, they shout. one of the drow, the one that you just missed with the thrower, will dash forward to attack you. As he runs in with a short sword drawn, he will make 2 short sword attacks at you. You're inside in the dark, so the sunlight doesn't... Well, it's not sunlight, technically, but it's in the darkness. So that will be a 23 to hit you, Wampum.
Yes, it does.
Okay. That is 6 points of piercing damage and
Okay.
9 points of poison.
I am resistant to poison.
So you take 4 points of poison damage.
So 4 and 4?
6 and 4.
6 and 4.
Unless there's a particular reason why you would take less. Okay. Second attack will be a 14 to hit. That's probably going to miss.
Miss.
Okay. The next guy is going to run in through the door, and rather than stepping into melee with you, he lifts and points his hand crossbow at you. That is a natural 20.
That's a crit.
The bolt hits into the side of your neck. You will take the damage from the attack, which is 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw against being poisoned, so you have advantage on the save.
That's a 26.
26. All right, that is a successful save. No effect. Okay, that ends his turn. Wampum, what are you going to do?
All right, hold on here. Let me catch up on damage here. Okay. And all right, the one guy that's in front of me. Let's do. Wampum cannot hit today.
Because Jarl Axel's too good.
And he's gonna. His second attack is a 23 to hit.
That is going to hit. Now, are you throwing that?
No, I'm swinging it.
Okay. All right. Just looks like you're throwing it with that dwarven thrower there. I don't think there's a difference, but...
No, the damage would be...
Yeah, there'd be 1 less d8, so you only take the 3 plus the 5 plus the 1, so that's 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit him. Okay.
And then I need him to make a DC 17 wisdom save.
Which he fails.
So he is feared of me, and he takes an extra... He's frightened of me, and he takes an extra D10. 10 points of damage.
All right.
And then I am going to action surge. And make sure I hit the right one this time. So that's 26 to hit for 12 points of damage.
Yep.
And I want him to make let me get it here.
What are you making him make?
Disarm check.
Which is
DC
strength?
Yeah, a DC 17 strength check.
Okay, against getting disarmed. Which he succeeds. Keeps his weapon in hand.
Keeps the weapon in hand, but he takes an extra 4 points of damage.
Okay. And one more attack, I believe.
Yep, one more. That was 1. That was 2. I'm going to make sure that this one hits.
Okay, so you've used 3 so far.
Yep.
And this is now your 4th.
So that would be a 17 to hit. I mean, I'm sorry. 16 plus
21.
5, 21 to hit.
That will hit. 12
For
bludgeoning.
12 points of damage.
Okay. All right. Anything else from you, Wampum?
That's it.
Okay. The last of the drow steps into the room and steps around you and challenges you. Lay down your weapon, and we won't kill you. We wish to just take you to the mother. Will you surrender?
I know what the mother wants of me. Nah, we ain't surrendering.
Who's we?
Let's just say we know.
Okay. It's about this time when you receive that sending spell.
Okay.
So, you receive the sending, which was, we've got everything we need to come get you. Are you in immediate danger? Is there any particular reason why you might need us to come now? You get to respond with 25 words or less.
Being attacked by 3 drow. From House
Nadursk.
Yes, mother is here. Will not surrender. Help would be nice.
You've got 5 more words if you want to use it.
Tell Nos get angry now.
Okay. Kale, what do you do with that response?
He looks kind of confused, especially when he says "mother is here."
Mother is here.
All right. No, we gotta go. We gotta go right now. We're playing a fire.
All right.
Wampum said he's in trouble, and he needs our help because he's being attacked by 3 drow.
All right. So during this time, I used my arcane recovery to retrieve 1 5th level slot.
Okay.
During that, and I will click to the fire plane. Everyone got your rings on?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone attuned? Or did we
Go
need more
team,
time?
go.
And click. Also, I grab everyone. I make sure they're touching me when I hit the button.
All right.
I'm
Now,
not sure how it works.
you've never been to the elemental plane of fire, so you have no idea where Wampum is.
I mean,
Do
I
you
would
have
assume the
any
city of
concept?
brass.
Okay, so you say City of Brass. Okay. Roll a D10.
With any modifiers or anything like that?
Nope, just a D10. FYI, a 1 is in the harbor, so don't roll a 1.
I rolled a 2!
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Woo.
All
We're
right.
not in the harbor.
The 4 of you land in the City of Brass, but no knowledge of where you are. You land at the docks, which is just next to you, so you can feel the heat of the lava sea just to the lava sea, the sea of fire, just to your right. You've got a bunch of docks next to you. You can see a bunch of boats in the lava. That's something to explore later. And then you've got the City of Brass ahead of you. Wampum is in battle somewhere in the city. You guys have got to figure out how.
Like a son.
We will go through. Yep. We'll go through one more round, and then after Wampum's next turn, we'll find out what you guys do during this turn. Okay. So since you refused, the Drow warrior is going to attack you twice. Now that he is on the other side of you, his short sword attacks are to flank. First attack will be a poison stab. That is a 10. That's going to miss. 12, sorry. Next is a 25 to hit.
25, yes.
Okay. So that's 10 points of piercing and 6 poison because you're resistant. And now his poison runs out. Next guy is the first one. He doesn't have any poison, so we'll ignore the poison on the weapon attacks from now on. 2 attacks, 23 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. For 10 piercing damage. And a 23 to hit.
Yes.
For another 6 points of piercing damage. Last is going to move a little bit just to the side, just to get a bit of a clearer shot, and still he's focusing on the hand crossbow shots to take you down. So that is a 9 to hit, so that's going to miss on that regard. Wampum, what are you doing?
Same one that I was attacking before.
Okay, one north of you.
And this is going to be just a plain Warhammer. So a 29 for 9 points of damage.
That's going to hit. That's going to hurt him.
And 13 is going to miss. And I'll leave it at miss.
Okay. So, what's everyone else been doing in that last round?
I'd like to send Wampum with another level 4 slot and say, we are in harbor. Where are you exactly? Please give most specific directions possible.
Is there anyone else around us at the moment while this is going on?
There's a whole host of people. The docks is busy with tourists lining up to get tours of the Sea of Fire.
Okay.
Where is the forge in City of Brass?
So, I'm going to...
Oh, I see Allie.
Get Allie. Allie's not there.
Allie's dead to us.
Oh, she is literally dead to us.
Literally dead.
Literally.
Okay. So, in terms of location, and I will go and get a token for Taslim, because she deserves to be represented. She is one of the team.
Taslin's a he.
Right. Okay. Looks female. Anyways, so, no, it doesn't. Looks androgynous. Looks both. All right. And I apologize for that.
It's okay.
God. So, you guys are in the harbor. Wampum, you know that you are in the foundry. You are just off the... I want to say that's Nannery, but that's probably wrong. The Naranj Canal.
All right. I'm going to tell them to come north, straight north to the foundry. Use Nannery Canal Road to get here. Quickly, if possible.
Okay. So, you'll be able to find directions to the Nannery, but in terms of sheer size of the city of Brass, you're not going to be able to get there for another 30 minutes or so.
Are we able? Do I know if I can use the item again? Click a click, beep, and it'll teleport us somewhere else on the city.
It needs to rest.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it had a cooldown.
How about, is there anything up in, like, people, do I see anything flying around up in the sky?
No, there isn't anything flying.
Great, then I would like to, I want to get that griffin out. And turn it on.
Pull out the griffin?
Yep. And turn it into a griffin. How many people could fly on it?
2 people.
All right.
Can it carry a third?
No.
All right. Me and Nos. Nos, get on. It can only carry the 2 of us. If anything goes wrong, I can bring people back from the dead. Everything will work out. We're just going to head straight north and follow the directions that he just gave us. You guys try and figure it out on the ground, or Locadio, I know you can fly, so let's do it.
I would cast fly on myself and Taslin.
Okay. All right, so that'll get you guys there quicker. We'll see how long that'll take. So, jumping back to Wampum and his drow friends, we have a drow warrior that's going to strike at Wampum. with a 23 to hit.
Yes.
Right. He actually doesn't have his poison anymore, so 7 piercing.
Okay.
I'm going to just get rid of the poison on the sheet because there's no need for it anymore. Okay. So, next attack is a 19 to hit you.
Yes, that does hit because no shield.
Ah, yes. Okay, so that's a 6 piercing.
Okay.
One opposite, 2 attacks. 26 and a 25.
Yes.
So 5 piercing and 6 piercing.
Okay.
And the last is going to still try to shoot you with a hand crossbow. That's a 23 to hit.
Yep.
The damage is 6 piercing, and I need you to roll a con save at advantage.
Okay. Con. 27.
Carl, was that a scream for Khan?
Yes.
Okay. I saw the reference. Okay. Wampum.
All right.
I think really hard. I'm like, if only he can avoid all of the hits, maybe by moving very quickly and dodging out of the way of them, as long as we can hold them off until we get there. Is what I'm thinking mentally.
That's funny, because I don't think Wampum's thinking that.
I am going to
Kill.
You very well could.
I'm going to go there.
Are you disengaging?
No.
Okay. 26 to hit and a natural 20.
That will hit.
So a total of 24 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
It's like half his health.
And then I am going to use my bonus action and do my second wind.
Okay.
And let's see, that is... So I get 12 back,
Okay.
which was kind of shitty.
It's one hit.
And then he is going to throw at the one that he was slamming.
All right.
For 29.
That'll hit.
Oh, and we never did. We totally forgot that he had disadvantage to hit me.
Fair enough. We did forget. But it only lasted for one turn, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Do it again. Kill.
yeah, I'm just going to hit him again and then think about using something else. And I'm going to have to use a D10.
Okay. That's your
Last one.
6th? Yeah.
So it's a 19 to hit.
That will hit. He'll take 13 points of bludgeoning damage and crumple under the weight of your hammer throw. One down, Wampum. One down. Anything else?
And that was my total move, 25, so I'm done.
Okay. Oh. Running up. A 19 to hit
Yes.
for 6 piercing, followed by a 16 to hit.
Negative.
Okay. The next warrior is dead. The last one seeing that the hand crossbow isn't working as effectively as it should, he will drop the hand crossbow and run out to stop you from running away and attack. I'd say 16. That's
Nope.
going to miss. Followed by a 15. That's also
Nope.
going to miss. Wampum, what are you going to do? And after Wampum's turn, we will be jumping back to the party.
Let's do... Since they haven't taken damage... I'm going to have to hope that they miss. I'm going to go to throwing range there.
Okay, so they'll both attack again. That's 26 and a 25. So 5 piercing and 10 piercing.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to turn around and throw.
At which one?
27?
Ooh, yeah.
27.
22 points.
Left or right?
Let's go right.
Okay, 22. Nice.
And then a 29. No, that's 14. So that
That's
misses.
gonna miss.
And that was... I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in the building
Okay.
and shut the door. And I am going to use all my strength to keep it closed.
Okay. Right. So, the rest of you, flying as quickly as you can across the city, following the directions that you've been given. The speed of which you can fly is, what, like 120 foot per turn?
160 in the Griffin.
160 Griffin. Okay, so then the Griffin will be tearing off ahead of Taslin and Lafcadio. While you're flying, very quickly, the city of Brass just zooming past you. You can all see, as you're up in the air, the city is a very bland, whitish, orange, sand-like color everywhere. Where it gets its name of Brass being from is seems to be because everything takes on a brass-like hue with the lava moving through the city and all around it. You can see clearly off to the east as you're flying north is a huge pillar of white light. It's far off in the distance, way off into the sea, but it is definitely out there. As you're making your way forward, a individual big, well-built, red skin, wearing a green loincloth with golden coins and filigree everywhere, decorations quite fanciful, with a huge saber across his back, charges forward next to you all. Where are you going in such a rush?
Shove off!
Roll an intimidation check against the Afriti.
16.
What was that?
16.
15? 16. Okay.
Wampum's in trouble. She has no time to deal with this guy.
He backs away. You keep going. All right. I need a perception check from Kale and or Nos.
Can I also instruct the Griffin to be perceptive for a drow trying to fight a dwarf or something?
Would I also?
The
Would I be
Griffin
able to
is. You can dimension door once for spending your action to cast a spell to move 500 foot.
Okay, so I can
Yeah.
quicken. Okay, so
You
I'll just
could
go
do that.
500 at some point in the air.
Okay. Right. The Griffin, it is kind of focusing on moving as quickly as possible for you, but sure.
Cool. So I will roll perception. Oh god. Oh, that's good. So I rolled a 19 and the Griffin rolled a 13. So that means I get 25 and the Griffin actually has advantage. We got an 18. Oh boy. Plus 5, which is 23.
Okay. And Nos?
Oh, as well?
Yeah, you can as well.
Okay. 2.
Okay. Fair enough. So the Griffin notices not specifically the drow, because there are quite a few drow in the city on this particular day. The Griffin does notice the directions that you were given, which was the Naranj River, the Foundry area. It picks up the trail very quickly. Kale helps it. You guys are close. You could be there in 2 rounds. You would land. Okay.
Okie
All right. We have someone that's going to try and boot down the door. This is a contest of strength. I need Wampum to roll a strength check.
dokie.
I rolled a nat 1.
With your 10, unfortunately, he manages to shove the door open and slide past it. Then able to finish up with the second attack. That's a 24 to hit you, Wampum.
Yes.
For 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
Last of the drow slips in. 13 to hit misses. 25 to hit.
Yes, that does hit.
For 7 piercing.
And I am down.
Okay. Death saving throw from Wampum.
Death saving throw. D20. 15.
Okay, so that is a success. The drow fail at a medicine check. Both times. Another death save, please, Wampum.
17.
Okay, second success. This is when our heroes on Griffinback. Griffinback, that should be like the name of a school or something, you know. will arrive. Let me grab the 2 of you. Thankfully, Wampum is not dead, nor have they taken the time to restrain him yet, as they're focusing on stabilizing him. So, I'd like Nos and Kale to roll for initiative. And the rest of the group... Taslin, even with the teleportation move that you did, you'd be able to get next turn. Lafcadio will jump in 1 after that as he's flying a little bit slower than the rest. Enjoying his time in the sky. Okay.
I got a 18 for initiative.
18 for initiative. All right. Add you into the turn. So we just had Wampum's turn, and we get Kale. You can hear the sound of battle happening nearby. You can see the drow, and you can see Wampum's body practically in the doorway with his hammer hanging out the doorframe. What do you do, Kale? What do you do?
I'm gonna wish that I prepared Cure Wounds, but I didn't. So, can I target extra people with this other spell? I believe that I can. Can I do it with suggestion? No. Only do one person with suggestion. Okay, I'm gonna run up. I see the 2 drow. 30 feet. That's 30. This is 30 feet roughly. So see the 2 drow.
Hey, this is none of your business.
I'm going to cast the command spell at 4th level, so I can target them both. And okay. I will say, leave! And they need to make DC 17 wisdom saving throws.
One of them fails. The other succeeds. So the one with the red dot is the one that succeeded. The other one is going to lower his weapon and start getting ready to walk away.
And
yes, sir.
Bonus action, I can't cast anything that isn't the cantrip. Right?
Correct. No, bonus action, you can't cast a spell if your action was to cast a 1st level or higher spell.
Okie dokie. All done.
Okay. The drow that managed to succeed say, hey, you don't get to give the orders here. I do. And he shouts back to his friend, stabilize this man and get him back to the mother, the matron mother. I will attack this man. Short sword attack against Kale. That is a 12 to hit.
Nope.
A 15 to hit.
Nope. Got a shield down. Okay.
Nos, go ahead.
I smell dark elf blood. Come charging in. I'll go ahead and rage. This is no bueno. No me gusta. Get there and just lay into this guy. 16 hit.
16 does not hit.
All right, do it again. 20.
He will use his reaction to parry that.
Hey. Yeah, I got my action surge back. I'm gonna use it. That's a 12. Can hit.
That'll miss.
18.
The 18 does hit.
Oh, thank goodness. 14 slashing on top of 8 radiant.
Okay. Anything else from you, Nos?
Nah.
Okay. The other drow is going to try to squeeze out the door. Excuse me, pardon me.
Gotta leave.
Gotta go. I'll catch you all later.
Wait a second.
What?
I opportunity attack with a critical. So that's 18 plus 8 slashing.
So 26 points of slashing damage. He's still alive. Does hitting him break him out of the suggestion?
Let me double check.
I believe it does.
It just says if the doesn't.
He takes.
It follows your command on its next turn. It has no effect if target's undead. Doesn't understand your language if your command is directly harmful to it. That's it. If the target can't follow the command, you're spelling, but doesn't say anything about them taking damage.
Okay.
Now, does Nos have Sentinel?
No.
So I could up attack as well because he's still leaving my space, right?
Yes, you could.
I'll try and hit something with a mace. I don't.
What was the result?
I rolled a 6 plus, whatever amount, plus 5. So
okay.
11.
Would it have been an advantage because he's not actively trying to dodge?
No, you wouldn't get advantage for that. So he finishes his turn, moving away, and then realizes, hey,
Wait a minute.
You don't give commands. Wampum, can you roll a death saving throw, please?
And an 18.
That is 3 successes. You stabilize.
Great.
And
At
do I
this
arrive this
time-
round?
Taslin arrives.
Oh,
Taslin,
that would
roll
be
for an
13.
Okay. Add you in. You drop in from a slightly different direction. 13, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Kale.
Here, understand you. I will attempt to use my channel divinity on him to read his mind. Yeah, got it right in front of me.
He has to make the wisdom save straight away, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's an 8.
Great. Okay. And then blah, 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 again. It's service slots during the time you can cast adjustment on the target without expending a spell slot. So then I will suggest to him immediately. Well, what's he thinking first?
Dirty surface elf. All I need to do is just get him back to the matron mother. I'm not trying to kill him. She'll do that.
Okay. I will suggest nobody wants to die here. You go get your friend, and we'll get our friend up, and then we'll talk this out.
And he has to obey, right?
If it's reasonable, you can decide whether or not that sounds reasonable to him, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't really sound reasonable to a devout follower of a matron mother who would rather die than betray her. So.
Well, I'm not asking him to betray her. And I'm not suggesting that we're not going to go with him.
Okay. Then he will go to put his weapon away to back down. Should he be attacked, then it becomes a totally unreasonable thing, and he will get involved. Okay.
Okay.
Taslin,
All right.
rushing
Can
around the
I?
corner.
Yeah. Can I have control over my icon?
Always.
Oh,
Always.
thank you. You're so nice.
There we go.
Taslin will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And who looks more injured upon first getting there? Is it the guy at the door, probably?
The drow. Yep, the one at the door.
Okay. I am going to use that brand spanking new 5th level slot that I used my arcane thing to get back, and I'll upcast Blight, which will be a con save from him. I am 30 feet. Yep. So it's a
He
con
rolls
save.
a 15.
He does not pass it. He
Okay.
is going to take 9d8 damage.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
That would be a whole whopping 39.
Okay. He dies.
So, like, all of his blood and everything just gets ripped out of him forcibly. He's just like a mummified husk and just goes.
Jesus.
You know Taslin's arrived when the enemy start to explode. Or implode. Alright, that's him done. Nos.
Seeing that this guy's fallen, not knowing the other guy's not really in eyesight, I'll kind of just stand over his body with room for them to get my buddies to get behind me, and I will reserve an action for if anything that intends to do harm, specifically dark elves, approaches within range.
Okay. The last living drow is going to move, cast darkness where he is, creating a globe of darkness in the area. And then dispel from view because you guys don't know where he went. Ho, 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 ho.
That's okay. We'll just fly up.
All right. With no other creatures in the area, Wampum, you are stabilized. This is the point where Lafcadio finally joins in. Hey.
Mates, I'm here! Let me at him!
He went that way.
Go to the left. Don't let him escape.
So, if you guys are going to try and chase him down, you can do so, or you can try to do so. He's very quick and he is very stealthy. So, Lafcadio, roll it for initiative.
And the griffin still exists, right?
Still exists for the remainder of its time, right?
Which is 6 hours total, I believe.
Yeah, so you've only used a couple of minutes of it.
Okay.
If that. A couple seconds.
Cool. Well, then on my turn, I'll say things to it.
All right. Oh, you already do that. Okay, so Lafcadio or Kale, both of you kind of at the same time. What do you do?
I'll tell the griffin as I'm walking into the building. I'll say to the griffin, "Find the drow that ran away."
Okay.
And then I'll go into the building. Well, yeah, then I'll go into the building and select as Nos. And in Sylvan, I will say rise. Just as healing word. And healing word 1. So he gets 1d4 plus 5. 8 health.
All right.
Okay. So, Lafcadio.
So with my flight speed of 60, I'll get to about there-ish. Seeing the black globe below me, and assuming the drow had to go in one direction or another, I will look.
Roll a perception check.
That is 22.
You do not see him.
Um,
From your current vantage point, all of these buildings are on average between 20 and 30 foot tall. So looking down the alleys whilst above the buildings is a bit difficult unless you're looking straight down the pass. So either he's still inside the magical darkness or he's gone down an alley and you don't have line of sight on him.
okay, so can I take my action to dash straight up 60 feet more to get more of a bird's eye view to see if I can see, get a better vantage point?
Your action was to search.
All right.
Actively search.
Well, then, can I retroactively be felinely little agile?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so then I have double my speed, so I still have 60 feet. So I go up, and does
You
the
still
perception
don't
of
see him
22?
because
Okay.
his stealth was a 23, so he managed to keep himself just hidden from your view.
I'll call down, I don't see him!
I'm on my way.
And that's it.
Taslim?
Aslan's gonna push off from the ground and off he goes 30 feet. Right here, and he's gonna be looking for the drow.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
D20 plus 6. Nope. I don't see nothing.
Unfortunately, you don't see him. Nos?
Those guys don't see him. I am certainly not going to see him. So I am just going to remain here and do my sentry thing. Reserve an action if anything threatening comes within range.
Okay. Okay. And roll another stealth check. That's a 21. Okay. Bombum. What are you going to do? You're up. And your friends are there. Hey! They're here.
Wow. Mr. Kale. I must say that it be happy to see ye.
Glad to see we got here in time to save you.
And damn me girl, standing in the door like she owns the place.
Ah.
Are you gonna do anything, Wampum?
Well, I got some stories to tell ye, and I think I got some information for you too. We needs to find a safe place. If the drown knows we here, it'd not be safe.
Well, we'll worry
Okay.
about that after we try and track down the last one that's trying to get away.
Kale, what are you gonna do?
So is the Griffin acting on my initiative, or?
Yours. Have it roll a perception check.
Okie dokie, to get a literal bird's eye view.
Are its eyes blue? I guess. No, not blue. Are its eyes bird's eyes?
It's got the head of a bird, I believe.
Then it must be. What's
Yeah.
the
Eagle
perception
head.
check?
17.
Unfortunately, unable to see the drow.
All right. For my part, I
Have the power.
boy, I got nothing.
Okay, Lafcadio.
I will use regular speed, not enhanced feline speed, to. I mean, I've got sort of an idea of what the area looks like, so I will move 60 feet to that juncture and do another looking for the drow.
Roll a perception check.
Boop. 8.
Unfortunately, you don't see him from that position.
I still don't see him!
Yes!
Man.
All right.
Do you think I should throw a fireball in the darkness?
Not in the city of fire.
Yeah.
I mean, probably wouldn't hurt
Tasman.
anything.
Probably.
Yep.
Tasman.
I will move 30 feet this way.
Okay.
So I'm flying over the next building. And I will keep looking, yeah. Let's see. Do. Nope.
Yeah, unfortunately. What's the result?
16.
16. Yeah, unfortunately, incapable of spotting it. Nos, you're still at the door.
Yeah, but I'm gonna turn and glance over my shoulder and be like, Kale, did I tell off an Ifrit on our way?
I don't know. Everything happened so fast. You very well may have.
All right, go on.
Right. The drow is going to move and continue to stay hidden. Yep. He is gone.
Oh.
There is, at this point on, he's turned down enough turns, enough alleys, and with all the failed attempts, he is gone. But our heroes are now all on the elemental plane of fire. Everything's hot, everything's new, everything's strange, and everyone is one big happy family once again. We will end our session there tonight as we are finally in one group. The adventure continues next week as the party are, now that they are on the planes, they will be, as far as I understand, jumping from plane to plane, finding these shards, saving each plane in the process, maybe making some new friends and fruity enemies. Who knows? Next time on Half-Right Heroes. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.